What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe? How are we all doing today? We all looking good? We all looking beautiful? We all incredibly attractive? I think we probably are. What's going on, Pilkis? What's going on, Faithon? How you guys doing today? Hope you guys are good. Hope y'all good. Hope y'all good. Oh, snap! My boy Wolfie in the chat. That rhymes. Thrawny, how you doing, buddy? Lord Megatron in the chat, how you doing today? You all ready for a little bit of Tribe Talk action? We've got a giveaway today. Make sure you head over to the Discord channel. Make sure you go ahead and get your questions and your recommendations in for a nickname for the Tribe Talks podcast. At least our trio of compatrons, the triumvirate of this podcast. We will be picking winners, which Meathead will be distributing some unknown prizes. He slid into my DMs and said, hey, do you want to give out some prizes? And I was like, yeah, I do. The tribe deserves a little bit of loving. So if you want to earn some rewards from CG for absolutely free, basically, head over to my Discord, go into the Tribe Talks questions channel and ask your question and give us a name for the triumvirate. All right? That's a mystery, Running Bald Man. It's a complete mystery to Meathead and myself. But in the past, it's been crystals. So in the past, he's given away like 1,000 crystals to people. So it could be crystals. It could be. It might be 3 Clone Wars Chewie shards. Hey, what's going on, Coacher? Good evening, Emmett. He's giving away here. I'll pass. Agreed. We don't need that negativity in our life, do we, Baldy? Just watch a GL ranking video. Thank you, Megatron. I hope you left a comment. Dude. Your boy Scribble is on a mission right now. I have decided that we're going to keep growing the YouTube channel. We're going to do it, guys. I'm fed up. I am sick and tired of being at 10K. I know I'm at 11,500 subscribers currently. I want to be at 30K. I set myself a goal this year to hit 12K subs. We are really behind schedule on that, and I only have myself to blame. So I'm going to be pushing out more content. And hopefully useful content to people to get that number up there. I'm great, thank you, Coacher. Here is overrated? Yeah, that's what we tell ourselves. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Feel free to subscribe. OnlyFans giveaway. It could be. It might be a free OnlyFans subscription to my OnlyFans. Well, Meathead does have a premium membership to my OnlyFans. He does get to give out free OnlyFans subs. Just saying. He's not doing that in his capacity as a community manager for Capital Games, of course. I'm hoping everybody is aware of the sarcasm. I'm very much aware that not everybody gets my deadpan sarcasm humor. But Meathead is in no way affiliated with my completely real and not at all made-up OnlyFans content. He ascribes community manager as well. Apparently so. I mean, he's the boy band manager of, the boy council. As long as your reasons are set straight, you will grow and not burn out. But if your goal is purely monetary, it doesn't twist. You'll burn out when your expectations aren't met as quickly as you wanted them to. Hey, dude, I've been doing this for 3 years plus. We're nearly at 4 years, actually, guys. I haven't sorted out anything for my 4-year anniversary. Whoa. Got to do something for that. Yeah, we're at 4 years. If I was doing this for money, purely money oriented, I would have burned out a long time ago, buddy. I'd have burned out a long time ago. Seeing as though for the majority of that 3 years, I basically made no money. So, happened to you. Have people I know who share the same mindset. That's fair. Yeah. No, I completely understand. But I want to grow because this is something that I made for me, and I'm starting to see a bit of an uptick in it, and I just want to push that forward. You know what I mean? Just a question. If you win, Scribe will ask for your code. If you win, Scribe will ask... That's not a question. That sounds like a statement, Night Folks. Of course I'll ask for your ally code. I'll need it. I just thought about starting an OnlyFans of me shaving my head. I mean, I do it in the shower every morning, so technically that's daily content, right? That's daily content. The daily Scribble shaves his head content. You do it because you love us. I mean, that's true, Revan. ¿Qué tal, hombre? Just make sure you enjoy it and you'll be okay. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't always enjoy it, but nobody always enjoys anything. I mean, maybe that's not strictly true. But I do enjoy making content. I very much enjoy making content. You're responding to Emmett's question. How dare you, Night Fox? How dare you respond to Emmett's question? The winners will need their ally codes. Yeah, I have 5 codes. Well, no, I don't have 5 codes. I'm going to be providing Meathead with 5 ally codes. Those the ally codes that I choose will be based on, well, it's based on Carthrick, Wolf, and I picking winners out of the questions and the suggestions. All right. So there's a post inside my Discord. I have an announcement post inside of my Discord that goes over it. So yeah, make sure you get those submitted. Only balds. You shave twice a week? The thing is I've got one of those what is it? Skull shavers. Yeah, I got one of those skull shavers. And I find if I let my hair grow, it doesn't work very well. So I find if I just shave it every single morning when I'm in the shower, do my shampoo, relatively speaking, and I just shave my head with it, like 90 seconds, done, and it's fine. As soon as I let it grow out a little bit, it becomes a pain to actually do it. So I would rather do it every single day and not have to worry about it than do it twice a week and then just get annoyed, Got to make sure you enjoy it at least 80% of the time. Otherwise, yeah, for sure, Twist, for sure. Yeah, you got to make sure that you still have the drive, the motivation, the enjoyment from it. Otherwise, there's no point. If all you do is looking at how much money did I earn, then unless you are massive and earning, if you're views and you're not a shorts channel creator, if you're a long form YouTube channel creator and you're getting views in the millions, at least you'll be earning decent whack, That's very honourable of you, Ketchup. Scribble from Cartha. 3 winners, 2 more winners to pick. Exactly, Night Fox. I'm glad you're on our level. I can be bored. Carthrick, is that supposed to be me? I can be bored? Or you can be bored? First stream live, let's go. Hey, Finn, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the stream, dude. We're doing the Tribe Talks podcast today, so there won't really be any gameplay footage or anything like that. But there shall be discussions around Galaxy of Heroes. Won some crystals off Meathead before, so I'll blow out, lads. I'll just enjoy the show. Oh, you're bowing out. Sorry. Thrawny. Come on, dude. You're a well-kept man and have a very charming glow to you. Oh, Twist. Thank you, brother. I'll let you guys in on a little secret. Today, I tried a face mask. I know, right? Let all the alpha males come in the chat and berate me and call me less of a man because I wore a face mask. I don't give a crap. Come at me, bro. Come at me. It felt good. It was a little bit goopy, I guess. Hey, so did my wife. Yeah, Mr. Scribble also had a face mask. I was just like, yeah, why not? And my face was all goopy for a bit, and then it felt very nice. Got to find your groove in your ideal content that works for you. I'm sure others will appreciate that. For real, Twist, for real. You should see him from the waist down. Oh, it only gets better from there, buddy. Hey, what's going on, Symmetry? Revan. What question should we ask? I guess only swgoh? No. The question should be related to swgoh, but we want recommendations for what we should call ourselves. I'm calling ourselves the Triumvirate, but we call ourselves the Welshman and the Wolf. But we want alternatives. And they can be funny, they can be derogatory, within reason. Whatever you're feeling. But best responses will win prizes. Had a hard time staying on. Yeah, mine wanted to slip a bit. I kept on putting it back up. It was good times. Hey, Ryrock, how you doing, buddy? How's the Sunday roast? Let's treat the kitties. Oh, the kitties. We could get that for the start of the stream. I thought your channel was pronounced Scribe, not Scribble. So Scribble is kind of a nickname. I don't know how, because nicknames are usually shorter, right? But yeah, now the channel is Scribe and Scribe Gaming. It's really annoying. It's really annoying because the channel is Scribe Gaming, but I am Scribe or Scribble. I don't mind. I'll happily take both or either. But people call me Scribe Gaming all the time. I'm like, no. I'm not Scribe Gaming. The channel is Scribe Gaming. I'm Scribe. You can call me Scribe or Scribble. Don't call me Scribe Gaming. That's weird. That's weird. The Scribster. The Scribester. Scribe is a nickname too? Well, technically it's a pseudonym, right? Or a handle. I'm like one of those Air Force pilots that gets a cool nickname. A shaved head and a beard is exactly what makes one an alpha male. I'm bald and bearded, can confirm. Hellenix, you speak no lies, good sir. Only his mother calls him Scribe Gaming when he misbehaves. Facts. Absolute facts. Only call you Scribe Gaming, got it. I'm going to start banning people. People going to get banned tonight. Before I was Twist Gaming too, so yeah. Get the yeah, it's kind of weird, right? I'm going to go get the cats, because we have had treats, and I'll get that out of the way, and then we're going to start the tribe talks. You're bald and bearded yourself? Winning combination. Back in a sec. Andy, did you not learn your lesson? Did you not?
I know, she's going to get locked in again.
The Chonkers. Oh, he's a good boy. Good boy, Chunks. Hello, Mrs. Scribble. Oh, he likes the dreamies. Oh, yes, he likes the dreamies. Okay, one more smidges. Last one. Like dreamy dust? No? Andy. Come here, my little girl. Are you going to be ferocious today? Good girl. Aye, no biting. It's hey, it's Daddy's finger. Good girl, is it tasty? Okay, last one, Indy. Last one. Good girl. Come on in. Eat. You gotta love them. You have to love the kittens, guys. For the kitties, Scribe may do something. You can't grow any facial hair, so you just have to make up with a long mop top. Ah, Earth and Moon. I'm very sorry to hear that, buddy. But you got to work with what you got. Or in my case, what you don't got. So you're going to have to leave. Oh, Twist. See you later, buddy. She likes to nibble. She does like to nibble. Yeah. Joining at the perfect time. Lava, how you doing, bro? She eats dreamies like she hasn't eaten in weeks. And she ate like 20 minutes ago for her dinner. So... Right, let me see if my good compatriots of the Tribe Talks podcast are in chat right now. Mr. Carthrick, how are you doing, good sir? Wait for it. He may be AFK, but he's waiting for us. So that's something. That's something. He is waiting for us, and that's okay. We'll just wait for him to be around. And let's get rid of that window capture. What? No, that's the wrong one. That one. There we go. Get rid of that. We shall wait for Carthrick and Wolfie to be joining in chat, and we shall start off on the Tribe Talks podcast. So anybody who hasn't put their questions in or wants to be entered into the prize draw, make sure that you head over to my Discord. !Discord will get you the link for the Discord channel. Go over to the Tribe Talks questions channel within that Discord. I want you to give us a question and a name for the Tribe Talks podcast, or the trio of us that host it, and that would be a very good time for all of us. Yeah, no rush.
When submitting, use my ally code.
Yes, and when submitting, use my ally code. Thank you, Garth. I think Meathead might get a little bit sus if he saw my ally code there, or yours, to be honest, Garth.
Now, if I use my alt ally code,
haha! I don't have an alt. Damn it!
Well,
Oh dear me.
blessing and a curse, man.
Yeah, both a blessing and a curse. You have no alt account. That means you can't abuse your position as someone that sometimes has some contact with the community manager to surreptitiously slide your alt's ally code into the chat and say,
There's
"Give me
that.
rewards."
There's that, but there's also, like, you have more fun things to do if you enjoy certain content. But if you don't like certain content, you have a lot of other things you don't want to do.
Yeah, like say you don't enjoy Conquest too much. Having an alt account and doing 2 rounds of Conquest is why I stopped running alt accounts.
This one is as easy as it was.
Yeah, this one's a breeze, to be fair.
I always love, like, the run up to every Conquest, like every new one.
Yeah,
everyone just
I love it.
Freaking out, in peril. They've made it the most difficult Conquest that it's ever going to be, and no one's going to get red box. And like 2 days later, it's like, no,
Red
it's
boxed.
actually pretty easy.
Yeah, this one, we get it every time.
I would say this one actually, like, looking at the initial feats, I don't think anybody was really all that worried. This one seemed from the beginning kind of easy, right?
Yeah, I think a little, some people saw, oh no, you've got to have Boss Nass surviving. I looked at it and I was like, it looks really easy, to be honest.
Yeah.
It looks easy to me. But
hey, I did the entire Conquest in like 2 days.
Yeah,
and they were the 2 days before Conquest ended.
I think I did mine in 3 days, but I was also recording content. Now, granted, I did buy Conquest Pass Plus, and I did preload energy, and I was doing like, I think I might have done 200 refresh in those days each. So I was doing more than average and preloaded and had bonus energy recovery. Although, honestly, the accelerated energy recovery over the course of a week only gives you like 80 energy. It's not a hell of a lot. It's like 4 battles. So it's like
4 battles a day.
Yeah. But it's like, it's, minimal.
No, and to be honest, with how easy it is to cheese the stat feat to get the booming voice data disc, it's like, it's not really worth it, and you don't need what's it called? Deployable cooling system for any of the feats in this one.
No.
So
not at all.
It's like I will probably only do a $10 pass on the next one.
You never need deployable cooling systems for any of them. It just makes it easier. And ultimately, you should be able to do anything that you needed, inverted commas, deployable cooling system for, you can just do on a bonus node. So it's like, you're still going to be fine.
Sure, but it's easier or faster, I guess, would be the better way of phrasing
it's definitely easier and it's definitely faster. But I don't think it actually, if you play it right, it doesn't impact your ability to finish red box or farm datacron materials. It's a convenience. It's a convenience.
I mean, depending on where
you heard that right. Do it right, and you can still finish. Don't worry.
Yep. Those are words to live by. Those are words to live by.
Indeed.
Yeah. How you doing, Wolfie? You're looking handsome today.
All the gold medals.
Yeah, doing fine. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing great. I had a nice day today. I had a very nice day today. So I went to town.
Good old
I bought
Sunday
some-
roast.
No, actually, not today. We did. I normally do a
What?
Sunday roast every Sunday.
What?
I know,
Oh
right?
my God, a roastless Sunday.
A roastless Sunday. Yeah, yeah. But what we did have was a rather delicious chicken Caesar salad that I made.
Okay.
But we actually used some like breaded chicken that was dipped in some sort of spicy sauce. It was actually really nice. I was like, wow, that's interesting. So we had the salad and we had some edamame beans in there and some avocado and some breaded chicken with some amazing spices. It was really nice. I was like,
So it was more Caesar salad adjacent.
yeah. No, it was definitely not a standard Caesar salad. It still had Caesar sauce. It didn't have croutons, but you know, it was inspired by.
There we go.
Inspired by a
base
Caesar salad. Yeah, exactly.
Caesar salad was the base, and you added on top of it.
I did mix things up. You know what I mean? You know,
Caesar salad plus.
Exactly. And it was delicious. It was delicious actually. And then we had a pasta pesto for the evening, which was nice with some feta cheese. It was nice.
Nice, speaking my language.
Yeah.
Please.
The sad thing, though, Wolfie, is we are now out of feta cheese. So.
I got some if you want.
Sounds like you're going to those.
Okay, cool.
The market today.
Yeah.
It's the gala.
Oh my days! I saw those YouTube shorts of those Greek guys, the 3 Greek guys that they hear other people mispronouncing Greek foods incorrectly, and they're like, "Malaka, prosciutto." They're really good.
Oh, that's all. I gotta check that out. That's really funny.
Yeah,
I have not seen that before.
it's good. It's
That's
like
good.
three Greek blokes when they look at other cooking channels. That it sounds like they deliberately mispronounce things like tzatziki and prosciutto and stuff like that, and the Greek guys lose their minds. It's clearly satire, but it's funny. I love it.
Of course, but
Of course,
it is fun. I mean, the number of times people say, "I want a gyro, please."
What is a gyro? I do love them now. I found a place in Cardiff that does a nice gyro, and I was like, get in my belly all day and all night.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Ah, my days. Oh. Da-da-da-da. Carthrick with his hair growing back. I am still now the only bald man in the tribe. Talks podcast.
I will shave it again.
Thank you, buddy. Is
Alexa,
it because
stop.
summer is coming?
No, it's just if I'm gonna keep it short, I gotta keep it short, and so it's just easier to keep doing. But I only like this.
That's usually how that works.
I don't have a fancy skull shaver. I just use a trimmer.
Oh yeah. I used to do that.
I need a little length to work with. Otherwise, it gets
Yeah.
like.
Plus, I find they can be a little bit painful on the skull as well. If you hit it the wrong angle, just go, It doesn't, obviously it doesn't cut the skin or anything like that, or it never has with me.
No.
But it's you know, when you're going right down to the bone, it's like, ow, my head.
Totally.
So I like those skull shavers where I can just go, I'm like, haha, I couldn't cut myself if I tried. Yeah, Wolfie uses them all the time, don't you, buddy?
Yep.
We've discussed this. Wolfie is like a monk. Underneath that hat, it's just pure baldness.
Oh, could you imagine? Holy shit.
That would be a
there's
look,
wig
dude.
attached to the hat. That's how he has the long, luxurious hair.
Oh my god.
Oh my days, that'd be amazing.
I should have lots of wigs. So as I change hats, the wig is just, I'm very, very sly with it.
Yeah. You got to remember which day of the week it is. You're like, oh, this is Tuesday's wig. Put this one on here. Oh, this one is my. It's got undertones of magenta.
Got it.
Anyway.
You don't color code it. I mean, how are you gonna survive?
Well, it's just utter chaos, right?
Jeez.
Yeah. God damn. Some pan-fried octopus. Ooh.
Anarchy.
Well, Throny, I am going on holiday in a couple of months, and I'm going to Spain, so I am gonna be chowing down on that calamari. Pulpo is octopus in Spanish, and they do some. I mean, the fish over there tastes like fish, rather than the UK where it tastes like trash. So I can't wait. Prosciutto is Italian. I notice.
How does your fish taste like trash? It's like a stone's throw away from anywhere you live on the island.
Because get this, Garth. The UK has this really clever system with all of their fished waters is they let everybody else fish in our waters, by selling them licenses, so that we don't have a lot of fish. And any fish that we farm locally, we ship abroad, and then we import fish that's frozen. If you go to a restaurant that is by the sea and they have fresh fish from the sea, that tastes fine. But like you go to a supermarket in the UK and you get fresh fish, it just tastes like rubbish.
Well, even fresh fish from a supermarket that's not frozen there, it's usually
some of it's gonna be frozen. Like at least the supermarkets by me, they'll have it marked, was previously frozen, was previously whatever. So they gotta like label all that stuff over here.
Yeah, anything that's not frozen is farm, which means there's a farm local, and farm fish isn't always that good.
Yeah. But in Spain, from my experience, the fish there is really, really nice.
Oh yeah.
Go to any coastal town.
Isn't it fresh from right the fuck there? Of course it is. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, like tuna in Gibraltar is really nice because literally, like it's there. You look out to the sea and there's the tuna. The problem is it gets overfished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's always the problem.
Go out to the beach with those big old spotting glasses.
Yeah.
I want that one.
No, that one right there is the fish that I want to eat. Yeah. I've been on like dolphin tours and stuff like that in Gibraltar because they do that there. And when we went out on dolphin tours, they actually followed the tuna because dolphins like tuna too. So when you see tuna jump out of the water, and tuna is massive, guys. Tuna is huge. They are so big. Yeah, they're like fat, smaller dolphins. So when the tuna start jumping out, you're like, we'll go over there, we'll find some dolphins too. And that, it happens. It happens. So yeah, it's good times. I can't wait to go out. It's going to be a good time. But we should probably think about maybe starting the Tribe Talks podcast and talking about some things that might pertain to Galaxy of Heroes, which is a game we all sometimes play.
Is this the Tribe Talks where we just immediately start with the questions?
No,
you can talk about food the whole time if you want.
We could. What would food taste like in the Star Wars universe? Specifically, in that cantina where the holotables are.
Dusty.
I imagine the food star rating on that holotable cantina is probably not so high.
Something tells me they only serve rations.
1/4 portion.
A lot of those places weren't really all that like super duper well off and whatnot. It seemed like they had a lot of like basic necessities sort of stuff. So the food didn't look all that ridiculous. I mean, they had like bowls of glop and that sort of stuff. You think of Mandalorian when they went to the plant with the all the water people and the Aqualish and all that. Aqualish? No, all them. With Frog Lady, the Frog Lady quest. Yeah.
I mean, Grogu resorted to eating eggs.
Yeah, they got like bowls of slop and everything over there. So yeah. I guess
not
all the food in the Star Wars universe is really going to be the highest quality, craziest, most fanciest shit ever that you got on Naboo.
No, it's going to be nutritional paste.
There we go.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why I do not want to visit the Star Wars universe in real life. The food leaves a lot to be desired.
That's exactly why I am not interested in anything Bill Gates has to sell me.
Is it because he doesn't eat good food?
Because you're worried about the Star Wars?
He just wants to turn everything into nutritional paste.
Oh, does he? Oh, joy. Bill Gates, please don't do that. Food is one of the very few pure pleasures in the world, I feel like.
Yeah.
When you have nice food.
We can replicate that pleasure, though, with a stimulant. So.
Yeah. So enjoy your paste and shut up.
Start diving into the Doctor Who universe.
Only half kidding here. Yeah.
Just take a patch, and it will give you whatever emotion you desire.
Satisfaction, contentedness.
Yay!
I need a hit of depression. Slap a patch on.
said nobody ever. Oh my god!
In this Galaxy of Heroes podcast.
Yeah, I was going to say it feels like depression stimulants would probably be weaponized. You just use it against other people. You're like, haha, be depressed. Like that'd be like,
Seriously, get fucking wild.
Yeah. So
Nudge. You can mention over there. Anyways,
So, Galaxy of Heroes, podcasts with stuff and things featuring, for now, the Welshman, the Whale, and the Wolf. Who knows if that might change. We do have a giveaway in today's podcast for those live folk. And you have to go over to the Discord and throw in a question and a recommendation for a change of name. All right? Meathead contacted me and said, hey, Scribe, you're a nice upstanding member of the community. How about you give out 5 ally codes to me, and I will give them rewards next week. He said the rewards will be glorious, unforetold. No, he didn't. He said he doesn't know what he's going to give out, but it's free stuff, and who doesn't like free stuff? In the past, it's been crystals. So, make sure you get your questions in.
Sim tickets.
It could be sim tickets. It could be mod. You might get a mod with a starting speed of 6. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's a mystery.
I only have 300,000 sim tickets, so I mean, I'm running low.
Any day now. Any day now.
Yeah, any day now.
You'll be exactly. Pilkiss is right as well. It could just be a team full of Relic 6 Gungans. Like, we just don't know. You know what I mean? So,
but it could be.
Yeah, it could be. It's most likely going to be 3 Clone Wars Chewie shards, but who cares? Who cares? Free is free. I'll take the shard shop currency. In fact, I can't take it because I'm hardly going to declare myself the winner, because that would be wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now you have covered your bases.
But now
you will suspect nothing.
Now there's only 4
what?
slots.
No, we're definitely not going to do that. Yeah.
If anybody notices that my in-game name in Galaxy of Hero happens to change name away from Scribe to something like Totally Not Scribe, it's not because I'm trying to game the system and give myself free rewards from Meathead, all right? You never know. You never know. All right, cool. So what's been happening in Galaxy of Heroes, guys? I don't even know. Have we had stuff and things?
No.
Yes! Tell you what we have had. We've had 3v3 GAC.
We've had one thing.
Oh?
Well, we had the announcement of the PC client.
I mean, there is that. We could have a little bit... We could gnaw on that bone for at least an hour. Maybe.
Yeah. It's long overdue, to be honest, for how much every streamer uses BlueStacks. I'm surprised.
You mean like 8 hours? 8 hours? 8 years overdue? There or thereabouts?
I mean, at least 6.
At least 6,
You had to make sure the game was going to be a success first, and then you could look at porting it over to the PC.
Yeah. I mean...
This only made, what, $1 billion? Something like
Yeah.
that?
I think we're closing in on 2 now, aren't we?
We're closing on 2.
Yeah. I mean, it's pocket change, really. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know how they keep the lights on there. Genuinely,
clearly it was enough to create another game and then have it immediately go off the
Hey, if we can thank anything for Home's failure, it's that.
Hey.
It's probably why we're getting a PC client.
Was it?
Yeah. We joked about that, but it was like, hey, if Home is freeing up devs to come back and work on swgoh projects, I mean, we were joking about that a couple weeks ago. So
we were.
Maybe.
The last day in May for that game, or was it in March? I can't remember.
It was May 22nd. Supposedly, it's closing down. Yeah. But for me, it closed down in January.
The second they announced that post, I went into the Discord and I'm like, yeah, I ain't staying around for a game that's gonna be dead. So toodaloos, and then ditch the Discord server and everything. I just was like, nope, we're done. I'm out. Bye.
Yep. There's no point, right? Like if they announced Galaxy of Heroes was going to die, I'd probably ride it out for content.
Oh yeah.
And then probably cry a little bit and figure out what I'm supposed to do next. You know what I do want to try out, and we will get onto the PC client in a moment, is that, is it Marvel Rivals? The new, like, Overwatch kind of team shooter game that was announced recently? That looks kind of fun. I'd like to get a bunch of swgoh content creators to come and play some of that on live stream. That would be a good laugh.
Marvel what?
Marvel Rivals, it's called. It's like Overwatch, but it's Marvel superheroes and villains.
Oh, I mean, it's interesting. My interest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is pretty low.
Well, mine isn't. So there.
I never got into the
you never picked up on the hype. That's fine, Karth. We just won't invite you. Me and Wolfie are gonna play it.
Okay.
Yeah. We're part of a boy band now.
I will be spreading democracy.
Oh my god.
Spreading democracy over these nuts. Yeah. That was kind of funny. In Calvin Awesome stream the other day, there were so many streamers. There was like me, Wolf, there was Ranger, there was Zereth, Meathead was in at the same time, and we all formed a boy band called the Boy Council. So stay tuned for our first banger tune that's going to be dropped any light year now.
Year 2075.
Yeah.
This is clearly well thought out.
It is very well thought.
Releases its first single.
We may have bitten off more than we can chew, because I know nothing about either writing songs or producing music.
You should check a tambourine, bud. You're in the band.
Yes, absolutely. all I've got, all I can offer is raw sex appeal. That's all I have for the band. All right. Everyone else in the band has got a bunch of hair. That's my USP. I'm bald and beautiful. You know it.
So it's your job to bring the ladies to the band.
Yep, exactly. That's what I'm here for. Because I don't know what you guys would do without me, honestly. So yeah. Anyway, PC client then.
Took them long enough. I'm a little bit mixed on that. I still haven't actually done the whole sign up for that. I'm not sure if I want to.
Okay.
The streamer side of me wants to try it and say, hey, look, we got this, and come and check it out. And this is how it works. And it would be nice to have like a cool thing over there. But then the gamer side of me, who actually is spending money and like competing in this game and whatnot, and doesn't want to have things dropping for them as I'm the literal test dummy for this this thing. And who knows if mods are going to disappear and then something screws up over here. Like I'm not sure if I really want to be the guinea pig on that.
Yeah, totally. So, and we don't know how long it's going to be in beta. I think one of the things that we can almost guarantee, is that it's going to release with some form of bug. At least some bugs will be in the system. They're always up. This is a beta. They've announced it as a beta. It's not going to be a flawless system, not yet. So I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Wolfie. I'm going to test it. I've signed up for it. I'll test it, and if it's as stable as BlueStacks, I'll probably stick with it. If it's not,
is it going to look exactly the same? Is it going to be like formed any bit different? Did they actually say that in there, or is it literally just going to be
going to have better graphics? That's about as
supposedly better graphics, better frame rates, anti-aliasing and stuff like that. So I don't know how that realistically translates on the PC. I don't know.
The only thing I think that I've heard a lot of people be worried about going from BlueStacks to the PC client is operating multiple accounts. Because in BlueStacks you can set up different instances that are logged in, or you can quite easily go back and forth. But I think it's people with a lot of accounts. That was their problem. Was like, well, if I can't easily go between accounts, then I'm not going to bother trying to stream it separately.
There's quite a lot of people that do run multiple accounts, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, it sounds like a lot of extra work.
So like if we need to have these questions answered, what you need to do, guys, is you need to, whenever you see Meathead, pester him and say, hey, let Scribe have a Q&A with you and the devs, and he'll put out a video on it. Just do that. Just do that, and we'll get all your questions answered. It's as simple as that. But you have to make sure you're clear. Scribe, not someone else. Don't get like that Calvin guy or that Zereth guy, other members of the Boy Council. They're not allowed in on this. No.
Yeah, Calvin's already got like the Jar Jar kit reveal on lock.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna happen. Yeah.
I'm like low key, not even like I won't even be surprised if I see it, because I'm like, they went out of the way to do it for Ram with the Mace Windu rework. I'm like,
well, that went to Heinze actually, but.
Yeah, Ram was on as a guest, wasn't he?
The actual like the kit reveal and everything was Heinze.
Yeah, but there was a part.
They just they troll him a little bit. But anyway, sorry.
No, you're right. I vaguely remember the instance, but no, it would be interesting to see for them to do that again. That's what I really miss about.
I remember having to convince them that that wasn't actually happening because I figured out we figured out that it was happening like instantly, and it was like, yeah, obviously this was happening, and
I must gaslight the crap out of
happening. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see, but I would not be surprised for a minute, like if Calvin's like, so here's the Jar Jar kit reveal. It's like, All right, so after 30 minutes of him
Oh, yeah.
fanboying, then we'll get to the kit reveal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if Calvin got the kit reveal for Jar Jar. Wouldn't be surprised. They don't tend to do community announced kit reveals these days, but there's precedent. It has happened.
They haven't
So.
since the
been a while.
Star Killer event and the Mace rework.
Star Killer, didn't we have?
It was the puzzles and everything.
Yeah, it
It was
wasn't
the puzzles,
Leviathan.
but
It
we
was
had-
Executor as well. Was it Executor?
I don't think so.
I swear, someone like
Okay.
Cubs got.
Oh no! There was a podcast that did that got the
Yeah, the
executive
Galactic
reveal.
War Report got something.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Are they still going? Galactic War Report.
Oh, I got no
No
idea.
idea.
I know the Core Band podcast is still going.
How about the Tribe
See
Talks
there.
podcast? Is that still going? Oh, yes.
No idea. Nope, never heard of them.
Nope.
Are you recording?
Never heard of her.
Ooh, interesting.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah, no, I tried to keep abreast of this, but there are so many awesome content creators for Galaxy of Heroes that it's very hard to actually know who's still running, who's still going strong.
I think a lot of the YouTube side of things was back when Doja Fett was the CM.
For sure. Yeah.
I think he was a big proponent of that, and he was doing a lot of the legwork for it,
Mhm.
and doing like the video presentation.
Yeah, that was cool, man. I enjoyed those video
I
presentations.
do miss those. I can understand why somebody wouldn't want to
Mhm.
necessarily follow in those footsteps.
Yeah.
because that can be a big ask. But
I'll say it again. CG, just give it to me. I will do a video of your road ahead. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
No, they just need to give me
publishing it
any
2
of the animations
weeks
that they
before.
want to run. Give me a script and I'll totally not ad-lib.
Yeah, there won't be a break halfway through saying, "What the hell does this even mean? This doesn't answer anything. What the hell? Wait. Sorry, what were we talking about again?"
Yeah. So Essex is asking, does Crumb still work there? And he does, because Crumb actually did a post not so long ago. Was it on the PC
he's-
client, or was it something
no, it was
else?
the forums.
The new
changes.
forums, yeah. Oh, that's something else we can talk about. Although that should take all of 6.5 seconds. There's going to be a new forums, guys. Do people still use that? Next subject.
I mean, it's just they're just merging it with the new EA stuff. That's what they're really kind of pushing towards with that.
Yeah. No, I'm sure
Streamline
quite a
the
lot of people
process.
still do actually use the forums, right? It's just, it's
You
not
gotta
something
complain
I'd use.
somewhere where you get banned. Come on.
Isn't
Hey,
that
you can get
technically
banned in my
posting
chat
all-
right now. Just, I can give you
Isn't
that.
technically where they post the kit reveals and stuff? The forums.
I mean, I suppose that
they
is
do,
the one
yeah.
thing. Yeah. I never post on there, but I look at the kit reviews.
Oh yeah, I never post there, but yeah, kit reveals, all the Conquest stuff. I mean, all the posts and everything are on the forums. So I mean, we have to still have
In
to interact
fact-
with that, unfortunately.
Funnily enough, I think I've actually sent more direct messages on the forums than I have sent actual posts.
I don't think I've ever sent either.
Yeah.
I've
So,
done a few. I did a few posts way back in the day where it's like, that was like the place to go speculate about stuff. But
Right. Mm.
outside of that, like once I got into the swgoh Discord event server, I'm like, yeah, I don't need to go back to the forum. Sorry.
no,
Alright.
exactly. Exactly.
Thanks.
Yeah. So Crumb does
That took
definitely
way
work
more
there.
than
He's
2 seconds.
he's definitely sort of taken a back seat for community manager responsibilities, right?
I think he's moving higher up into the roles of being in the community management, because I think he still oversees parts of that.
Mhm.
I just think they've expanded their own iteration of that, and he's in charge of it. I want to say.
Gotcha.
I know we briefly mentioned it last fall, kind of where he had pivoted away from being in the front lines
Right.
as much.
Yeah.
So-
Because I remember he took a break. Did he have a kid or something like that? And
Yeah, he had a kid. He had
Yeah.
she's a little sweetheart. But the
Oh.
yeah, he took like 6 months ish off. That was part of the reason why they onboarded Meathead in the first place, was to
Yeah.
fill that in.
Yeah.
So
Oh, was that in between? Was that after Doja Fett left there? I can't recall.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what's really weird. I don't know how long you guys have been around in the Galaxy of Heroes community and stuff like that, but way before I found it, there was a YouTuber who became a member of CG, Crazy Excuses, And
Oh yeah.
somehow on YouTube, I stumbled across one of her old. That was it. I was doing, the last Galactic Challenge. Actually, it might have been Monday's Galactic Challenge. It had Treya. I was just looking for images of Treya for my thumbnail, and she actually had the Treya kit reveal when it first came out years ago. And I happened to see her thumbnail, and I was like, crazy excuses. I think that was a CG dev or something, not necessarily a dev, but employee of CG. So I clicked on it.
Involved in the sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, Wolfie. What was she involved?
I was saying she was involved in the the swgoh content creators versus devs thing.
Oh yes, she wasn't she? Yeah. She was one of the players there.
She does quite a bit of the fundraising too for the UC
Extra Life, is it?
Yeah,
nice.
Extra Life. Yeah,
Sick.
She does quite a bit of streaming for that.
So is she still at CG now then?
I believe so, because she was
That's
part
awesome.
of last year's fundraising. I
Sick.
think she's on this year's too, but I haven't checked it up yet.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of waiting for that sweet promotional again.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I
Alright,
found
you
my
got the,
way.
thumbnail.
I found my way onto her channels, just watching her old content, and it was kind of nice to look back at sort of olden days Galaxy of Heroes, looking at the old UI and people doing crazy stuff. Like I think she was it was something like EA Play, where they had unlimited resources for their account. They migrated their accounts onto the test server, and they got given 6,000 Zeta mats and all the gear that they wanted and all the credits. And she was upgrading POW. And I think it was McMole was recording her. So there was McMole and there was crazy
awesome.
excuses. And she was like, yeah, I've got a Zeta Clone Wars Chewie and a Zeta POW. And people were like, why have you got a Zeta POW? And these days people are like, yeah, POW's awesome.
Yeah.
But it was nice to go back and think, wow, how far have we come in Galaxy of Heroes? So
Awesome.
yeah, it was nice. It was nice. And I was just thinking, man, we've had a lot of really awesome content creators over the years. And it's sad that some of them have moved on, but it's still going strong, which is crazy to me.
I mean, it's 8 years. CG's even done the math themselves. So the average player lasts in this game for about 4 to 5.
Hey, I lasted longer than average. I'll take that as a win.
Ooh, baby.
First time for
We are
everything.
above average.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if I meant that carry away.
Yeah, it's good business. So I'm sorry about another detour. My ADHD brain just going off on one thing. But yeah, let's try this again. PC client, man. I'm actually really stoked for it because one, BlueStacks is, I've got a decent PC, but BlueStacks is a resource hog, man. The amount of processing power running BlueStacks to play Galaxy of Heroes does, and it's got really bad memory leaks. I'm I just want to one day get to a point where we've got a really stable client that doesn't just hog all the resources of your computer and is actually functional. I'd be really excited if that could work.
We're assuming they're going to do better than BlueStacks?
Yes.
I mean,
I'm confident they can do better than an emulator at running a game. Definitely. Because the emulators, if you think about how much power we've got on our computers compared to our phones and how badly BlueStacks runs in general, I don't mean, I don't, we can get it to run smooth, we can get it to run fine and stuff like that. But, even looking at stuff like Conquest, when it starts racking up 1,000 dots or something like that, the game literally craps itself. You know what I mean? It's
watching the stutter every time Bo tries to use her mass assist.
Exactly. Exactly. Stuff like that. If we get a PC client and it's actually got, the welly behind it to actually run smoothly, I'll be happy. Maybe it's a problem with the engine.
I really hope so.
But who knows?
I really hope that is that's the case.
I'm choosing to be uncharacteristically optimistic for this one, Wolfie. That's the line I'm drawing today.
Interesting, Scribe Gaming.
Oh, I was talking about this earlier, guys. Please don't call me Scribe Gaming. That's only what my mother calls me. I feel like I'm in trouble.
Listen, I only use it when I have to tag you in your own Twitch chat, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But my name is Scribe or Scribble. Or Scribs. Or the Scribester. Scribe Meister. That bald guy.
Scribbly
Actually,
down.
I think maybe Bit Dynasty gets to be that bald guy. I get to be that other bald guy. I guess. There was another bald content creator for Galaxy of Heroes, wasn't there? Going Nerdy. Going Nerdy. Is he still around?
No idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely none.
Yeah. It always looked like he was... Oh, was it him or was it someone else, actually? There was another bloke that looked like he was streaming from like a man cave. He had a TV behind him and it looks like he had a pool table to one side. I was like, that's sick. Like, I want a pool table. This is where Karth is like, I have 3.
Well, not in my office, of course. It's too small for that, but you know.
Yeah, but I've got one in every other room.
There might be
Only
a whole
one in my
room
office, gosh.
determined to for gaming purposes. I mean, I'm just saying.
Just saying. I mean, yeah, I would too. Warrior? Warrior was my idol, dude. Is? Yeah, it is. Yeah. I still try to catch an urge stream.
He's definitely not bald, but he's still around.
He's still
Warrior
around.
was my inspiration for the whaling days.
Oh, Warrior. Yeah.
I'd go listen to him, what he had to say about packs and their value and stuff like that. A lot of good information back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, he was a Team Instinct player, wasn't he? Which was back in the day. They were one of the biggest guilds, right? And what have they become now? Are they part of Core or something? I don't really follow.
I think they're part of Cobb. I don't know if anyone's keeping the lights on in there.
Okay.
Lost track, man. There's been so many mergers and breakups and shakeups, and who the hell knows what's going on with all those guilds anymore.
Drama. Well, I remember Warrior got kicked out of Team Instinct, didn't he? Because he was leaking not priority counters. He was proprietary. I can English. Yeah, proprietary counters, as he coined it. Like,
and they claim to have invented the language. Sorry, what was he saying?
They invented the game. Actually, I think you're fine. If it wasn't for Team Instinct, there would be no swgoh. Yeah, you know, like, get a grip, guys. Like, honestly. Yeah.
Oh my God, what was their tagline? It was like BTI or die trying or something like that. It was something just.
Beat TI or die trying. Was that a slogan?
BTI. It
Oh,
was
BTI.
like either BS or it was something like that. I gotta see if I can look up what their old thing was. It was rather we're gonna withhold comment.
You know,
but, yeah,
far be it from me to tell people how to play and enjoy the game, but you can't tell a content creator, you can't release a video on this team. That you'd be kicked out of the guild. I'd be like, dude, come on, like, honestly. Fine, if they want to play it like that, I would take the same approach as Warrior and be like, screw those guys. Yeah, fine, I'll do what I want. But, hey,
I mean, with that sort of stuff, I always go back and forth on, because I've had some friends who are in like the crazy TW guilds who are like making all these crazy ass counters and whatnot. It's like, we beat this guild using this counter, and then somebody leaked it over there, and then they went over. It's like this. There actually is a lot of freaking drama with the TW heavy guilds with those counters and everything. That runs deep.
Yeah,
it's
just deep. It boggles my mind, because counters do not stay counters for long, as in secret. Like, at most, you'll get like a couple of weeks out of them, and then the cat's out of the bag, because it happens. People talk. Sure, it's not going to be the same kind of exposure as someone like Warrior would have over the Galaxy of Heroes community and be like, hey, thousands of people know this niche counter. But hey, it's stuff and things.
It's just one of those things where it's like the whole, like, it's interesting to see what you can come up with in the game, and I understand where they come from, you know, and trying to keep some of that information relatively under wraps. But like you said, it's like you get past the first week, and it's just like the audacity that some of the people have, that they were the only ones that could have ever thought of the counter.
Oh god, yeah. Oh
like,
no.
I've been DM before about it. They're like, so we see in your history that you use this counter. How did you find out about it? And I'm like, I don't know. I did the math. Imperial Troopers plus buffs equals lots of turns. I'm like, I don't know.
The amount of times I've had people in my comment section going like, oh, you just copied Bit Dynasty strat, or you copied such and such strat,
right.
and you're not even giving them credit. I'm like, how much variation do you think there's not that much theory crafting in the game? Like, there is stuff, but usually people who've played this game for a while and understand mechanics can come to the same conclusion without having spoken to each other or watched each other's stuff. It just happens.
Yeah, it's the one that Carthen's referencing, like the Imp Trooper counter to Lord Vader and everything, where you put like a really fast shock T so she
or Jabba
and whatnot. That one, yeah, that
one.
Well,
that one was cool.
Before Jabba. But yeah, the Imp Troopers, you would Lord Vader would do his crush, and then Shock T could cleanse, and you'd get enough Terminator, and you would just roll them, and you would go and kill the entire.
That was a great era.
Like, yeah, that one, but that was one of those original counters that was like super proprietary, and like nobody was allowed to know about it, and then it got leaked, and people got in trouble, and drama moved around. And
it's so dumb.
There's been a lot of stuff.
It's so dumb. It's like
the years.
It is a pride thing at this junction with TW and your win rate in it.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with rewards. You're talking about splitting hairs for guilds where the majority of the members are spenders. It's like
that's the competitive side of the game that people like to play.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I'm just saying, like, if you're 14 million plus, you're not free to play. I'm sorry, that's just it isn't possible. You can't have that many
free to
R9s
play since the last time you spent any money. You know.
Yeah,
earlier
I have
that
been
day.
free to play for 4 hours
because you bought that $9.99 pack and you got yourself 15 Zetas, which I have it on good authority that's winging its way to me right now, right, Garth? You're sending me those Zetas maps?
If I could figure out a way to do it, I would do it in a heartbeat.
To gift Zetas, yeah.
I have so many, man. I think that's put me just over.
Rubbing it in, man. Rubbing it in.
I am ready for the next Galactic Legend, okay?
Wolfie and I are in a competition to see who can suck at having Zetas most. I think I'm winning at the moment. I think I've got 80 Zeta mats right now, Wolf.
Oh, 80. Holy crap.
Oh,
wow.
You're big balling
over there.
I mean, I'm so rich right now. Rich in Zeta mats.
45.
Yeah,
45.
Whoa. You're beating me in being Zeta broke.
Yeah. And I haven't applied any to the Gungans yet.
I've put one on Boss Nass. I put Boss Nass's leader on.
I want Jar Jar to come out so soon because I want to use the Boss Nass team in TW so badly. Like,
have you got his Omni on as well?
Not yet. No, I refuse to remod or put the Omni on to the teams in play. I have no use for it otherwise.
That's fair.
It's like even with like Bombardier in play, the AI is so hard coded to go after that shield generator.
Yeah.
It's like if they outrun you at all,
every single
it's
attack.
over.
Yeah.
They just go right after it. And they got AoEs or anything. They'll just go, keep hitting, plink, 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 plink. And once it's down, the Gungan's just fold, man. It's not funny.
Yeah, every single team that I've seen go up against Gungans has always targeted the shield generator. It must have highest priority for a target, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because it means that there's two sides to the AI, right? Because there's always like individual units sometimes have priority targets, like Lord Vader, for example. Is it Lord Vader? Will always, or JMK will always go after like GMY and Jedi Knight Revan, or Treya will always go after
targets. Yeah.
No, sorry, Jedi Knight Revan will always go after like Nihilus and then Treya or something like that. There's like certain units have got like preferred targets to hit.
If Thrawn is anywhere on the battlefield, he's going to be one of the first ones to eat it.
Yeah, exactly. But it also means that conversely, there's AI on the unit itself saying, "Oh, I've got a higher priority to be targeted," rather than it being on the person attacking. So it's kind of weird.
Fives has a big red flashing light on his forehead, man. Fives just, they're like, "Oh, we want to go and target fives, right? You didn't want your sacrifice anyways, right? Okay, eat a whirlwind, bitch."
That was definitely a case of them tweaking the AI after all of the gas counters to GLs were coming in. They're like, "Yeah, we need to deal with fives, man. He's a problem."
Yeah,
we can't AOE fives as a present. We don't want to sacrifice.
Oh my god, how many times did they have to adjust Slacker's AI to deal with gas and fives? Oh my god, they're like, "Okay, we will not ult and we will not use any form of AOE, so we're just gonna poke and basic. the whole time, and you just sit there with Barris there, just healing everybody up. Like, yep, well, I'm happy with this. Oh, it was good times.
Yep.
Yep.
He never swipes. He can never stack. So he
and he
got
never
all the stuff
ults
in the world and not doing anything with it. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Those days are unfortunately long gone. But I think that needed to be fixed because that was just dumb.
Yeah, that was so cheesy. That was so cheesy. It was like gas. You would send in Chewy and fives or whatever, and then he would just sit there and wail on fives the whole time, and would just never be able to get crit. And yeah, there was some fun stuff over there.
Yep. As long as you had your fives tanky enough, you could just outlast. Yeah. So I remember that was the reason why I took my fives to Relic 8. It was before Relic 9 was a thing, and those counters were everywhere. It started off being like Gas, Rex, Fives, Chewy, or something like that. And then I brought it down to something else. And then they nerfed the Gas variant, but you could do like a Shakti or a Rex lead variant with Zaris. And that was still working.
It was Rex lead.
Yeah.
Rex
Okay,
lead.
there you go.
I think you would still heal, right? What was the Rex again? I forget what all the
I think it was a full Rex 5-0 first, but you dropped Arc and you ran... sorry, you didn't drop Arc. You just ran Zaris in the team. And she could keep everybody healed up if you had her Zeta. Because they'd still just go after Rex, go after fives the whole time. It was great. It was a good time.
Yeah. I mean, you needed like the right modding and everything to survive, and the high relic Barris and all that fun stuff. But oh yeah, those were different times.
Yeah.
Definitely different times. I wasn't just say we had a lot of counters back then, but we probably have more counters now. Like I'm just thinking about going through like three over here, and like we see GLs and we're just like, oh, Ray. Obviously, I'm going to throw Malicos at that. Why would I throw anything other than Malicos? We're going to use the non-GL to counter that. Clearly, why would I use a GL on Ray? So just so many of those counters are coming up that it's like times have definitely changed, man.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. I did a video earlier today on Galactic Legends, which Galactic Legend is best to have, etc., etc. And it occurred to me, like, there was a time where the game got completely rebalanced because of, ostensibly, because they didn't want GLs getting beat by non-GL teams. So they nerfed things like Wat Tambor, and they nerfed things like Gas and stuff like that, although technically Gas kind of came out on top there. So like they had originally said, we don't want non-GLs beating GLs. And then it was like, these days, it's kind of the norm. Well, they said they wanted similar levels of investments to beat GLs, rather than we don't want non-GLs.
They wanted the right characters beating GLs. They didn't just want, Darth Vader that everybody had at Relic 7 and Thrawn that everyone had and Watt who didn't even need relics and just made you ignore all this stuff. You could just throw a 3-star Watt over there with the Zeta.
Just need the Zeta,
and suddenly beat Rey. So they wanted characters still beating GLs, but they wanted the characters that they wanted beating GLs, not the ones that we wanted. So they went and fucked with all that stuff so that they could control the field. And now we have all of these new counters coming out and all these new Datacrons coming out, all these new things coming out. But it's more of
definitely
CG controlling the field as opposed to, it's just Vader beats everything.
Yeah.
So we have a lot more
Vader was great, man. But yeah, I definitely think that they definitely want to lean into, hey, with Datacrons, you can beat GLs with this, previously trashy team. Because that incentivizes people to farm the crap out of Datacrons, and it's completely changed how GAC works, right?
We haven't had too many Datacron sets that elevate teams into beating that many GLs. I mean, like, I think we had one from last set, right? The Saw Gerrera with the
Chirrut definitely does, yeah. Biggs did.
Can elevate that.
Wild.
Well, Biggs did till they nerfed it.
Yeah.
Then it
Which
went right out the window.
It was kind of funny.
But I mean, typically we don't get that many Datacrons that elevate teams that high. It's usually they sell us.
I mean, the team. The Bo-Katan Cron, obviously. The DTMG Cron. The
Bam-Can.
The Bam Cron. All right, Bo was beating GLs. I literally took in Bo.
So was
solo.
DTMG.
I took in Bo solo versus a maulless Lord Vader. I got 58 banners.
I love it.
Well, that makes it.
He wasn't doing that without the Cron.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're 100% right, but that's an iteration of it that becomes the problem. But I mean, DTMG was beating Jabba without the Cron, without his Omicrons active either. So a lot of the Conquest units have the potential almost out the gate to do it. The only one that hasn't had that potential is good old Trench. Now inside of TW,
JML.
Oh, sorry. I heard TW and I heard Trench, and I just got all excited because I have Trench's lead TW army now.
There you go.
Oh my god!
I'm a TW sweat now. I better not link any priority counters. I can't even English proprietary counters. Not that we really have any. I mean, yeah, we do. We have loads that I'm not telling you about.
No,
yeah.
What? I mean, all of them.
Top secret counters that only people in Shadowlands Kashyyyk Underground are aware of. If you knew them, it would blow your mind. Yep. So I can't wait to use Trench in TW. It's going to be good. And I have his Datacron as well, so he's going to be doubly good. Yeah.
But yeah, Carth, to your point, there's last set there definitely wasn't a whole lot of things that were elevating then to beat GLs. I mean, this set there's a few of them that are elevating things over there. You know, I don't know if Sidious is really beating GLs. Obviously, Bane is doing without his Kron. So
Sidious beats JML pretty handedly.
When are you going to see JML on defense, man? It's like
when someone puts all their GLs on defense.
Yeah, which I mean,
that's it.
That's the only time you're ever going to see that much stuff.
Yeah.
Those is a some elevation, some a little bit of stuff here and there where we do have off meta counters to GLs. Although you're probably at this point a lot of it is just really focusing on the Conquest characters.
The Fincron can beat GLs, can't it? Fincron with Zori has been beating Jabber, I want to say.
It can beat GLs because of the level 6 portion of the Kron.
Yep.
But if the AI, it's not Jabba, it's JMK, because Jabba can dispel stealth every time he takes a turn. JMK can only do it during his ult. So with JMK, if the fight drags on too long, you can get screwed. It's like Sidious versus DTMG. It's like in certain cases,
I'm so not going to run that.
But if you don't have the right cron setup or whatever else, you're not modded well, you're going to get rolled. And so it's kind of the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, it totally wins 54% of the time.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, there's a little bit more finesse in here than just like the Bane cron is literally Bane plus 1 high relic Sith. Doesn't matter what the stats are, doesn't matter what the level 6 is.
Genuinely,
just the Bane cron, and that would be almost any GL combination.
Like genuinely, I'm pretty sure that you could go in Bane cron with like a relic 4 Sith and you'd still find success. I don't think it needs to be like relic 7, 8, 9. Like obviously more relics is more gooder, right?
Is better,
but it's any of them. You take Dooku, take
I take
Sith Assassin, take Marauder, take Set.
I take Maul, Darth Maul, because I'd never use him anyway, and he's relic 7.
Too.
Yeah, so I tend to use Maul. I know a lot of people use Sass, Captain Sassy Pants over there.
It's just because they have a relic for fleet.
Yeah, which I still won't do. But that's me.
Sure. Well, you can just they put down Sith Assassin, you just counter it with the other counter, and it's oh no.
If I see Leviathan on defense, I use the same counter no matter what the relic levels are. I'm like, yep, and it doesn't matter. I don't care if their Sith goes first. Like, go ahead, go first. Hit my interceptor. I don't care. You don't gain any TM. And then I go and hit them and gain TM and like,
if they have Dagger in the starting lineup, though, you can't run into a timeout risk.
Yeah, but like I've almost never see people run Dagger. Plus, the benefit on Dagger is you can actually use the Blow First Reinforcement special ability first, and that really screws them up because they lose their Sith Fighter straight away. Whereas if they have the Sith Fighter in the starting lineup, it always brings Interceptor in first, and there's no point trying to blow that up because it's immune to it.
Yeah, no. For sure. It's just that if they have like R9, Marauder, and Dagger and Fury, you don't if it cleanses that protection disruption.
Oh, that's so annoying. Yeah.
It does take a while. You get stalled out trying to take it out because R9 across the board is really challenging to
It is, and it reminds me that I really, really need to R9 my Malgus. Or R8 him, he's still stuck at R7.
Oh my god.
I'm such a scrub. Come on, Malaka! Sorry.
You got all those R9 Malaka. Come on. There isn't a fleet coming for like at least 5 more months. Let's get Malgus going.
That, I mean, yeah, that's what we're thinking. I wouldn't be surprised if it will be like, hey guys, we're releasing the raid. Imagine it's like end of June. Hey guys, we're releasing a raid. By the way, this is the new capital ship. Like,
I
fully
would
expecting
not be
that.
surprised. Like, I am expecting some sort of like road ahead or State of the Galaxy in May, like right before Jar Jar's event comes out, or like Jar Jar's kit reveal potentially.
Hopefully,
or
damn, we need something this month, man.
that ain't happening. That ain't
Well,
happening.
We need something, dude.
We
This
know
is
exactly what's
crazy.
coming between now and
June.
We don't have a list of like the characters though. Like the last time we had,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
raid, gave us a
because we're
list
not
of the characters
gonna-
of what to expect so much
we're not gonna
earlier
even-
than this.
we're not even gonna
Like,
need
this
to
is
know that.
crazy.
Or what we do know, or I say we know, what I think we know that we are going to get this month is Master Qui-Gon, at the very least.
This
We have to
oh
get-
this
yeah.
month? Yeah.
I mean,
We have to get
April
at least one of
rewards
them.
is Qui-Gon Jinn. So that tells me that we've got, maybe next week we'll get the Phalanx. They might release Jar Jar straight away, and then before the end of the month, we should get Master Qui-Gon. And then we'll probably
Jar-
get
Hopefully this
Ben
week.
next
Jar
month.
Jar, I would suspect, would launch either on the May the 4th
Yep.
anniversary, or 2 weeks later on the actual 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace,
Yeah, which is
But
like
I
18th
suspect
or
that
something. I
his-
can't
the
remember.
19th.
19th. Sick.
So, which at 100% lines up to what I would expect him to have. That gives us about a month. It gives time for everything to hit shipments, in theory, before the event goes live. But
Are
I
you
don't
telling
think
me
the
all my
raid-
wailing on Gungans is for nothing?
No, I'm not telling you that. You're getting them for a lot less crystal investment than you would otherwise.
I mean, that's true.
Sort of. Everyone.
Kind of.
The story for Bombardier was everyone got screwed with the fives, but
Oh my
I don't know
god,
what
yeah.
that was.
It seems like
But-
an uncharacteristically high number of people were pulling fives from those well packs. I declare shenaniganry.
As do I. As do I.
Has been declared.
Shenanigans.
But, yeah, it gives time to have the character out, to get the hype going, to lead into the raid, to give, and then have the event come back 1 or 2 more times before the raid goes live. Because I can't really see CG going like the second Padme's in the game. They're like, all right, Queen Amidala's here. Raid goes live. And I'm like, it could happen. Don't get me wrong. I've been
I think
wrong
it will.
about things before. But I think they'll give it some time. I think they'll give it a little bit of time for people to get
I
up and
think
going.
at most they give it until the next Conquest comes round, so people can
Yeah.
earn the remaining shards that they might need of Queen Amidala. At most, like because they want people investing in raid characters straight away. I think.
Yeah. Well, summertime in 2024 is a widespread too. So it's like a lot of people are thinking August. I think it'll be sometime in July. I don't see why they would wait that long, but it depends
Agreed.
on whatever else they want to pivot towards during the process, or whatever they want us to focus in on. So I'll leave a little wiggle room there, but I guarantee you when they give us the announcement for the raid, they're going to be like, oh yeah, by the way, here's the ship in GL you got to work on too. So enjoy R9ing like 15 things in the next 6 months.
It just occurred to me actually. If we look at the timeline, right, we're not due to get Queen Amidala till June for those people that are red boxing, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
We'll get,
Second week of June.
No. Shoot, because we haven't had April's Conquest yet.
Oh yeah, so it's going to be May then.
It'll release towards the end of May.
End of May.
June's Conquest will be the 4th.
So follow my logic here. We're early April now. Potentially this coming week, we're going to get the Phalanx. Allegedly this week. If it's not this week, it's next week, which we'll say, 15th or something like that.
I believe there's an update this week, so I'd be surprised if it didn't show.
Exactly. What are we looking at? So, yeah. So it will probably be the 11th. Then we get for, for Phalanx, if it's coming out this coming week, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which means we've got, by the 25th, I'm theorizing we get Master Qui-Gon. Which means into the next month of May. That's a whole month where, theoretically, we're only getting Ben before we get Queen Amidala. Like, Padawan Ben. Do we have room for another marquee after that? Because I know they've only announced Queen Amidala and Ben. But is there room that they could theoretically say, oh, by the way, we're also getting, say, Captain Panaka, and he's coming out in 2 weeks' time. So we could have him by the end of May.
It's 100% possible. We could go try to read between the lines some more on the road ahead as to what they wanted to bring in to the to if they want to bring us a full Padme team or if they want to try to repurpose a couple of their other characters. Because not very many of the other GR characters utilize the mechanics she does, so it's kind of interesting that where they slotted her into.
Well, we talk about Barris. You really like Barris on that team, but other than that,
well, yeah, for the critical hit recovery on health.
Yeah, just to keep the tank healthy, because the tank is specifically giving out advantage to be critically hitting the decoy, so you want to keep them healthy. So Barris is the one we know that really makes sense.
Yeah, but
it's a shame because Barris gets used quite like she's a really useful plug and play. Barris is.
She's so good.
Yeah. And we don't until we get Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan's kits, we don't really know where the synergy is going to need it
exactly
towards.
Yeah,
because it's like if those two aren't heavy hitting attackers,
there's like no damage on the team.
Then you can sustain everything, but you need courage somewhere.
Because we're basing this purely off what we've seen in the Conquest Sector 5 boss node, right? And that boss node, it doesn't do a boatload of damage, but my god, is it tanky! It just holy mother,
man.
Yeah.
Well,
they just live forever.
That's a bug right now. Well, hardly a bug.
Yeah, the where they're removing turn meter from things that shouldn't have their turn meter removed.
Yes.
Like JMK. Lord Vader and C.
Yeah.
Yeah, JMK. Yeah. Like, there is no turn meter removal. No.
Yeah. You're watching it like it's good down. No, it's good. Why is it? What? No, stop. No.
What is happening?
Trying to get Cat to take a turn before Queen Amidala goes back on her stealth. Like, just get off the... Come on, feed her the Wheaties.
Yeah.
Let's take a turn. No, there's a potential, but in all honesty, I know this isn't fall in April, but I would be heavily surprised if they did not push the Qui-Gon Marquee to May the 1st.
Yeah, I mean that could be happened. It could happen.
Which means we only get one Marquee for April. But I can't see them not having a reason to come play the game over May the 4th. I can't see them not coordinating that at all.
I mean, we always get May the 4th rewards, don't we?
Well, yeah. But then the thing of it is, in my head, is that if they coordinate May the 4th with Qui-Gon, then they can coordinate the Phantom Menace release with Obi-Wan because it's 2 weeks later. In my head, I'm like, it makes the most sense to coordinate the marketing.
But they could also do stuff like, Jar Jar's event or something. Like, they've got a lot of content that they can throw around that time.
But you're casting a wider net with bringing in like Obi-Wan.
Oh, yeah.
Jar Jar is going to be, the first 1,500 players. Obi-Wan's going to be the remaining 400,000.
Everybody, I don't want to say everybody, but most people love Obi-Wan Kenobi just in general.
Yes.
Whereas Jar Jar is a very divisive character. People either love him or despise him with every fiber of their being. Which, I don't get on board with that. I don't prescribe to that. But poor Ahmed Best, man. Poor bloke. He's had a bit of a a make good with Keller and Beck, but poor bloke didn't deserve that kickback.
I'm happy for that.
Yeah. And was it Callie Marie Tran? Was that her name? Who played Rose Tico? She got a heck of a lot of grief that was undeserved as well. You can dislike a character without hating on the actor. That's not fair, man.
She's an actress playing a role.
Exactly.
Learn to separate the two things.
Well, the other thing too is you can't always fault the actor because either they're told to play a certain way or
they get directed.
Things get taken out in editing because they're you'll talk to the guy who played Kylo, and he's like, "There's whole story arcs that just got whitewashed out on the editing floor. You don't see it anymore. He's like, there are whole things that explain some of my character's behavior that you don't see in the first movie because it got cut.
Yeah.
He's like, so it's like we're kind of just left with what's there, man. Like it made sense to me to play the character that way because I knew what had happened prior, but now it's not in the movie, so you have no idea.
I've seen that interview where he says like the overarching story was supposed to be Darth Vader's like character progression in reverse. Instead of like starting off good, like instead of redeeming himself, Kylo is supposed to become more and more irredeemable and become more and more dark side as the plot line ran on. And he said, I played the character with that mindset throughout the entirety of the trilogy. So I was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
And then and at the very end, they're like, yoink, hey, you saved her.
Reverse.
Way to go. Yeah. Dumb things they do with that. But that's little side story.
I still think,
choices.
I still think that Adam Driver did a fantastic job. Like he is a shining star in the sequels, as far as I'm concerned.
I think he's pretty much said that he wouldn't come back for anything.
But he's kind of done, like I suppose.
His character should be done. But
Spoiler alert! Gosh.
Oh, sorry, guys.
My bad.
Yep.
But
anyways. Yeah, it's good times. So
all right. Well, I think it's a good time to pivot towards some Tribe Talk questions here because
I don't think we got any.
I think we're a solid hour and a half into this mess.
Thereabouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got some questions, I think.
We didn't even talk about 3v3. Gosh.
Who wants to do that, Wolf?
Bro.
Do you even 3v3?
I had fun on Wednesday, all right? I did a Darth Vader solo. Not Lord Vader, Darth Vader. I did a Nest solo.
How did you get away with a Darth Vader solo? What did they set?
Someone put frickin' Krennic on defense with Death Trooper and TIE Fighter pilot.
Did they have any Omnis?
Omicron.
Oh, okay.
No Omicron. It was like Relic 4 and Relic 2. So we're like, Darth Vader could probably take that, right?
And this was Kyber 1.
I want your guys' jacks.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
man.
I scored a 2090 in round 2. Like,
Seriously?
I've never even come close to that high. And it's because my guy... he didn't set a really trash defense, but what he did set was like a front wall south full of GLs, I think, was it? Was that round 1? I'm maybe mixing up. But he set a really weak back wall. So I just had a bunch of solos. I was just like, yeah, okay, we'll get a Slacker solo here, and a Malik solo there, and a Sidious solo here, and I think I still had JMK Cat at the end of it that I didn't use. Bo-Katan solo against Bo-Katan, but not Mandalore.
Try to clear your board?
He did. He tried. He got. Let me see what his score was. His score was like 1943. He dropped against Rey, and he dropped against Darth Vader, and he dropped against Trench or something. But he sent me a message saying, if I hadn't have dropped, I'd have been close to your score. And I was like, well, that's true of everything. Yeah. If I didn't fail, I would have maybe won. He got 1992.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, still 100 banners.
Mm-hmm.
Difference. Like, but that's how that works all the time. Like, if I had played flawlessly and didn't drop a single banner,
I would have had
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's the catch in 3v3, man. It's like, I'm just trying to psych you out enough to see if you're ballsy enough to try this shitty counter that has like a less than 100% win rate. If you are, then great. But it's like, we ran into that a few times too, even on mine. It's just like, you look at the counter, like Jabba's 100% win rate versus Traya, but you could Jabba solo, but minus the fact that you just can't get contract.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only reason you can't Jabba solo is because you can't get contract otherwise. Because you can only hit them like 1 out of every 4 turns, and the thermal detonators will blow up by the time you get back to your only ability that attacks.
But you can definitely ult though, and you could eat someone.
Yeah, but your
it just takes about an hour.
Slower.
Just takes about an hour. It's fine.
You can eat Traya and clean it up. Come on, Java solo. But like, it's just trash banners. So it's like that's a lot of what people end up trying to do in 3v3 is just bleed as many banners as they can.
And to be fair, like the guy wasn't being a douche about it. He wasn't. He wasn't angry or anything like that. And I don't want to try and misrepresent him. And there was a little bit of a language barrier, but essentially he was saying that after he dropped his first battle, he did some testing and he dropped some more battles because he was doing some testing. So he might have been efficient, but like a 2090 is that's a high score to try and beat, even if you're going in clean, you know. So I was very
That's
proud
a
of that. I was very
demoralizing
happy.
Score. That's the
Yeah.
score you look at that and you're like,
You're like,
That's
and
a
we're
one
not
battle-
doing gag.
It's a one battle score. It's a one battle score. Like I ain't trying to outdo.
like, all right, we're
like,
doing science.
unless I open your front wall and I see purple characters. Like I ain't trying to beat that
Yeah.
score.
I see no team set on defense. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
No,
So
I
it was fun.
because yeah, my opponent had the same thing. The one you played on Friday. They messaged. We were talking back and forth.
Oh god, yeah, he had a hard time.
Yeah, well, it's like basically the funny part is that we went back and forth, and he's like, because we want to know where we dropped and what we did, and we used the same counters on the teams, but in more of mine, we were successful, and then he lost on his. But like we were using the same counters. It's just that we happened to
sometimes luck of the draw. Sometimes there's RNG that just says nope. Just
But
like
honestly,
sometimes in Fleet when your profundity just doesn't assist.
What's assisting? 50% chance to not assist. That's what it is. That's what it says.
That's what it says.
But honestly, I love that Jedi Knight Luke team that he had. That was
cool, man. That was a cool
so
team.
well thought out, man. That was an absolute, like, if you don't have a GL, good luck.
What was it?
Jedi Knight Luke, GK, and Cat.
But Cat was 379.
Yeah,
she was so fast.
So fast.
So she starts out with Xian, right? And then
GK,
immediately uses the ability, the leader ability.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Jedi
nasty.
Super slow with a ton of offense, and then the level 6 on the Quran was the 100% off damage.
Right.
And so like Luke takes his first turn, stun locks your entire team into the floor, takes his second turn, and will pretty much kill somebody with his first special.
Yeah, just goes a big old leap and
massive damage.
Nice.
You're just like, holy moly.
Yep.
I think by that point we didn't really have a whole lot of teams, but we did clear it up, didn't we?
We kind of were just being silly towards the back wall. We were just kind of throwing stuff to win. Because I was actually, if you hadn't used bounty hunters versus the JMK team, I could have probably cleared out the Jabba, because I was messing around with it after you had signed off for the night, and I used Iden to get rid of Bausch.
Oh, clever.
But I mean I couldn't. I had nothing left in the salvo that could deal with his Chrysanthemum.
Yeah, so if you had Mando available, you could just
the
disintegrate him.
And then I could have used Momo with Rebel Fighters to clearing up a solo Java. So it was just like, but I mean, it didn't really matter. It was just more of like I wish I could have done it just to full clear him.
Yeah,
because I was talking some smack before.
talking some smack.
And he's like, I'm like, oh no. I was like, oh well, depending how we play it, we got enough to full clear you. He's like, oh, I don't know about that. And I'm like, now my pride's on the line.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you definitely could have. I was definitely playing it fast and loose, because it's what I tend to do when you know the game is won. You're like, we needed to clear basically 2 zones, and we would win. Yeah. So we cleared 3, and I was just like, that back wall was heavy though. That was a heavy back wall. I
mean, the only one that I don't like really understand, and we talked about it after the match was over, was the Darth Bane team.
Yeah, that one was like interesting.
I totally understand the concept of the team, because Darth Bane is still a ridiculously good character with his Omicrons, and even without the rule of 2 being active. And then what Starkiller adds to that team makes him that much more nutty. But like literally the fact that the rule of 2 doesn't prevent the dots anymore, like immediately just like we could have fairly well Lord Vader soloed it. You probably want a tank there just to eat the hits, because they do hit hard. But for the most part, Lord Vader's dots is what won the fight.
Yeah,
very little to do with,
because that Bane is very, very tanky.
Oh yeah, well,
he's a chunky hard. And hits hard. Yeah. So it was an interesting theory craft. And I'm sure if your opponent doesn't have a heck of a lot left in the tank, you could probably stonewall against that. You'd be like, crap, I just can't beat this really weird team. But hey, it's always fun to see. Guys, Mrs. Scribble has just messaged me. I need to pop out for 2 seconds, and then we can start doing questions, I guess.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Is he back yet? No, hasn't even left yet.
See, Bane is one of those like weird things on on defense, because like you can put him on defense with the 3 people, and if you fuck up, you kill one of the people, then you have your rule of 2 active.
Yeah.
Your rule of 2 active, assuming you have anything left in the tank, is really only going to last you for like 1 battle, because he's probably going to end up getting his buddy down and then just wiping you. Yeah. It's down to a solo Bane, and a solo Bane no longer has rule of 2, and suddenly isn't really all that much of a threat anymore.
Well, and that's relying on 2 things to happen, right? It's if it wants to hold beyond the second, you have to go in and back. You have to back out of the second of the failed attempt with the 2 people alive to keep that ball rolling of it being holding. Or on the first attempt, you don't back out and you let it post. It's like, so either way, you're relying on the player to not be smart, essentially.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's one of those like gotchas that's like, if you fall for this, you were probably a 5th deep before you started this battle. Because otherwise, I just don't see how it. Like, if you wanted to do like the one that I thought that somebody had theory crafted before was interesting was Bane with Malgus, because Malgus is so stupid thick that Bane's gonna have a hard time one-shotting him out.
Right.
But you basically have to have such weak Sith allies, which means you can't have the Datacron active either, that they die incredibly quick, and then they don't take anything good to beat Bane. And I'm like, I don't trust people.
And without all the extra
poorly.
stats, without all the extra stats, honestly, Bane he's still good, but he's not that good.
No, like literally,
he uses a lot.
If he's outside of his rule of 2, he's not nearly the animal he is.
So much.
I find him still quite useful in TB, not as a leader or anything. Like, he's quite useful to just throw in a team and be like, yeah, I've got AoE mastery draining and stuff like that. He doesn't make or break. Yeah, he doesn't make or break the team, but he's still, like, again, in the Dathomir planet, for example, in TB, he does pretty well against those Night Sisters because he's reviving all the time. Yeah. So he slowly just ramps up his mastery. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah. You just have mechanics in play that allow you to...
He prevents revives also for that one, which is nice.
Yeah.
But a lot of mechanics in play that help with that. But outside of that, it's just like, he's not a powerhouse instead of a team.
Yeah.
It's just with the rule of 2, he has such a he starts from a much like higher baseline.
Of course.
So he, when he starts stacking, it's from all that extra over there.
What is it, 75% mastery boost he's got? It's like
but
mastery boost, all the extra stats.
The immunities too, though. It's like he can't.
The immunities,
yeah, he's immune to heal.
Dispels.
He dispels. He's immune to heal immunity. He's immune to ability block.
Daze and ability block. Yeah.
There's so many things that like you get from the rule of 2 that just go out the window, where I'm just like, I get it, but like in my head, I'm like, Bane +1, like, will 2-man almost any team offensively and still leave C plus like 1 to go duo and other teams. I'm like, it almost seems silly to leave that on defense in my head. Like I can't, it doesn't hold well enough, I guess,
it's a real big gamble if you ask me. It's like you sacrifice quite a lot of potential offensively, being especially in that way. You've dropped Starkiller as well in that particular instance. I suppose you're talking about a rule of 2 situation here, but anyway, I feel like you take a big gamble and you lose out on an offensive powerhouse that has good banners on offense to maybe trick an opponent. And like, if it was me, I'd be like, I'm just not gonna fall for that. At least I say that now. Maybe I will get tricked. But
I see your gambit. I will choose to not fall for your gambit, good sir.
Exactly. Not today, sir. You lose. Good day.
Aha.
Yeah.
I say good day.
So, yeah.
So anyways, questions.
We should probably get cracking because we have got a few of them. Have got a few of those Tribe Talks questions. So, let's start off. Casey Wonder 99 inside the Tribe Talks questions has asked, what's Meathead's next big farm and why? I don't know. None of us are Meathead.
Pretty sure it's Gungans.
No, it's mods. It has to be mods. I've told him.
Yeah.
No. He's convinced himself that if he farms the Gungans, he gets good mod RNG. So he's waiting to do them first.
Oh, I see. He's metagaming it. Maybe he knows something we don't, guys. Maybe there's an internal code where if you've got Gungans, higher propensity of rolling speed on secondaries.
Hey, I've got Gungans, and I've had great Omicron drops over the last, 2 weeks.
I think that's the secret whale modifier on your account, though, Garth.
There we go. Figured it out.
Once you spend a certain bracket, you get privileges that CG doesn't talk about.
Yeah. It's only in the secret whale Discord chat that they've got.
That doesn't exist.
It does exist, Garth, and I will get an invite.
No, because they count the money I give you as money I'm spending on the game, not you.
Oh, damn it. God damn it.
Sorry.
So your percentage posted is much lower than you think.
Yeah. Instead of in the four figures, it's like he spent £2.50. Damn it, Scribe. You don't qualify.
There you go.
Oh, my days. Okay, so next question is Ansab. Ansab001. We have seen evolution in TB and within raids. The TW seems to be a bit stale. What do the Whipped Whale Lords suggest be a way to make TW more engaging and exciting? What do you think, guys?
Is it TW we said is
two.
stale?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, aside from the obvious structural changes that we need, and mix things up over there, half the size of the walls and all that sort of stuff. We've talked about this recently, right? How to shake up TW.
I think we have spoken about it on. It might have been the last Tribe Talks, might be the one before, but because there was there's speculation currently, isn't there, that TW is going to get a bit of a shake up, but whether it happens or not is another matter.
Yeah, I mean, different abilities in different zones, something like that. I think we had talked about, having a zone be I think it's similar to the galactic challenges and whatnot, where the different zones have different abilities, or similar to the Rise of the Empire, where each of your planets have different stuff, and Tatooine has the damage over times and that sort of stuff. Because if they add something like that, a mechanic to zones, anything, just mix things up, change it up, do something different over there.
Yeah,
I would just love to have variety in zone placement. I would like it to be during the preview phase, you get 3 maps and you vote on which map you want to use for defense, and then whichever one wins, you go with, or the officers pick. I don't care. Give us a variety to choose something different than the same zone layout every time. And then, like I said, if they want to double the zones by cutting the requirements in half so that we get a little variety and we can play with some things some more, I'm fine with that too. But I don't know how you modify TW too much without making it a negative experience for players that aren't at the tippy top of the spectrum. Because I think it's it was the problem that we had when they did that, elimination system 4 years ago. It's top guilds, they could work around it. Bottom guilds, where it's you lose your JKR, which is half your TW defense. I mean,
I have to pip in on this, because I remember having this discussion. It wasn't on Tribe Talks, but it was one of my streams not so long ago. And MJ came in with, we need to bring back eliminations again. And I went off on an absolute rant, telling him how shit of an idea it is to eliminate characters, and that the community hated it. The amount of rage that was all over the place because you couldn't use your latest and greatest characters was rife, but MJ stuck to his guns.
Entire defensive teams being nullified by a single character because they're instantly defeating Sith. It's it's a dumb mechanic that we're playing here with, guys. It's just not fun because it's only certain perspectives that change that, and the only thing that keeps any kind of the PvP fresh at the moment right now is Datacrons. So it's they're kind of already doing that mechanic, and so the only thing we can really change is the board state which we play on, which is allow us
the end game of all that testing.
Yeah. I've spoken my piece on this before. I would like to make it more accessible for people to play the game and get involved. I'd like to see all the zones available to attack immediately, so that you don't have to worry about, I have to be online for a certain amount of time in order to help clear a wall. It helps guilds with multiple time zones. I'm in the UK, so when attack phase goes live then I've got about 2 hours before bed, so I get my attacks in quickly. If we don't start clearing walls early on, I then miss the next 8 hours of TW. So I wake up in the morning, and I have to try and get battles in before the start of work.
8 hours of sleep. Jeez, bragging over here.
Well, no, I usually get about 6, but, you have to get up in the morning, you have to have your breakfast and go to the gym and come back and have a shower. So by the time you get some time to sit down.
Wake up and swgoh.
You wake.
Yeah.
Hey, we need a version of like wake and bake for wake and swgoh. I don't know what that would be, but yeah, it's like I would like to have all the zones open. I know it kind of messes around with strategy for TW, but I think in the spirit of I think in the spirit of accessibility, it should be done. And the other thing that I would like to see changed is I would like to see the matchmaking to be more like GAC, where we have leagues and divisions and skill ratings for TW guilds.
See, that's what I would like to see.
So that and a complete overhaul of the reward system to make it a little bit more incentivized. And I think that would we've already got the system in place, right?
Okay?
We've already got all the leagues, all the divisions. It exists in GAC.
Yeah.
Make it so that guilds can have a skill rating based on the guild and its win ratios and stuff like that, and then just implement it there. And rewards will scale with that.
What else they should do?
I don't know.
Just a small little caveat thought to this is
Give me crystals.
For guilds that have a hard time with the 25 signups, give them an automatic TW that just has an automatically like AI generated defense, and they get to go play it.
Well, you mean they don't get a real opponent? They get an AI. They get bots basically.
They just get
They
bots.
have 20 people sign up.
Yeah, they just get bots to fill up the defense, and then they just go play against. Because I mean, you can give them like trash rewards, but I know back when I was in a guild that had a hard time with that, 6 years ago, it was demoralizing to do like, oh, man, are we gonna get 25 to sign up for TW? Yeah. No, it didn't happen. It was like, we got 19 again for the
at least let those smaller guilds, because we all know how hard it is to fill guilds in general. In the smaller spectrum, it must be really hard to actually have enough people sign up to play TW. So yeah, why not?
But I mean, if they wanted to restructure TW a little bit to have like players can like commit to a zone, and you could have a certain number of players commit to a zone, and they clear out whatever teams are present there, and then but that's all they can do. That would give you the ability for everyone to be able to attack something right away, but it would limit the ability to see what the defensive strategy was on your opponent, because like with that modifier that you spoke of, just being able to attack everything at once, it totally eliminates the strategic placing of teams in the walls.
Absolutely, 100%. 100%.
Like, all right, well then, 8 GLs it is on defense. Good luck.
Let's see who can. I know we had suggestions before where instead of being able to attack every section, there'll be more sections, and it'll be like GAC where each player gets a wall and each player sets all of their defenses, so that you can't have here's just a wall of JMKs or whatever it happens to be.
I feel like that gets so convoluted so quickly.
Yeah.
Like a GAC on a scale of 50 people, like
it still needs to feel like a team event.
Oh, for sure, well, it definitely has to feel like a team event.
But it will, if they lowered the amount of teams required in there, so that you weren't having to do more battles per se than you would in the gauntlet.
Oh no, I think number of battles would be the same.
So you still need to be 10, but I mean, when you get to like the upper guilds, they're just going to be dunking on each other because there's nothing that stops the other thing from working. So I don't know. It's just too much. There's a lot of potential in which direction you can run with it, but
for sure, there are a lot of ways we can go.
Different maps to start with. Let's just start there.
Yeah,
let's get some map variety.
Let's do something.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So next question comes from Evo. With CG announcing the official PC app for Galaxy of Heroes as early as the 8.5 year mark of the game's life cycle, do we think we might get to play the game with our children, or possibly even our grandchildren? How hyped are the 2 streamers on the panel that they'll no longer have to use BlueStacks, Nox, whatever emulator is out there? We kind of addressed this earlier in the stream, I guess. I'm excited. Cautiously optimistic. Yeah, is what I would say.
Assuming it's actually stable and we can actually have it as a reliable sort of platform for it, then I'm all for it.
Hell yeah.
Make it happen, please. We've been asking for this for so goddamn long.
Yeah, for sure.
Go.
For sure. PC
as
client
far as the game,
would be huge.
As far as the game, I mean, as long as they're still making Star Wars, I mean, Galaxy Heroes will always have content.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, the only thing at a certain point is that they're gonna need to upgrade the engine behind it. So it's like at some point it's either gonna be Star Wars Galaxies 2, or it's gonna be Star Wars Galaxies of we can import your save to this new system. But
Star Wars Multiverse of Heroes.
After a decade, we're gonna need to update some stuff. We need to get rid of the spaghetti code and get
eventually, and who knows if that's even going to be EA, because they no longer have exclusive licensing to games, do they? Within the Star Wars IP.
Something tells me that Capital Games is not going to be able to buy themselves out of EA. Something tells me.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit expensive for that. But
could get sold to another developer.
Sure, but I doubt it. Like, it's one of their most successful
mobile games of all time.
Yeah. For me, the positive thing on this is that it shows clear intention for CG to keep investing in the game. That's the big win for me. Like, you don't just make a PC client because you don't think the game's at least got 5 more years. You just like it. To me, it looks like they're like, we're comfortable. We can keep generating content and keep being successful within the mobile gaming market, and that gives me hope that we will see further improvements. So. I'm here for it. I'm happy for it. Can't wait for it to come out and try out. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Alrighty then. What's next in our questions? What features will the new PC application have? We know we're getting stuff like frame rates, multiple instances, direct link to the web page. Maybe. I mean, this. Who knows? Who knows, Caesar? This comes from Caesar Rip. We only know what they've announced, right? So.
Yeah.
Graphical fidelity.
We have things we can hope for. We were asking about the multiple instances, people who have multiple accounts and that sort of stuff. So those are certainly things that we're thinking about and hoping for. But I mean, they haven't really told us very much, unfortunately.
Yeah. Again, I'll reiterate. Make sure CG come to Scribble for an interview for us to find out exactly what we can expect in the future of this new PC app. I would love it if we have multiple instances. I'd absolutely love it if the web page gets built into it, the web store, so that we don't have to log out and go to a web page and, log back into the game. I'd love it if we can just go, here's the web store, click a button within the PC application and be like, booyah, collect your free daily stuff. Buy whatever you need to buy if you happen to be a whale or whatever. That would be a nice convenience.
Something tells me that they're also going to revamp that web store this year too. We're checking a lot of boxes this year that they're wanting to push into a much more modern state.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that changes too.
Yeah. Okay. Next question then. Dr. Zoidberg, let's assume Mandalore, the planet in TB, I assume he's talking about here, is unlocked in a similar fashion to Zepho. Yes, okay, so TB. What would you want the mission to play like? The unlock mission for Mandalore, thoughts on the mission being a modified crate raid. Right. Similarly, do you think that the idea of Mandalore having a new toon to unlock, would love it? Do you hate the idea of the toon being locked behind a bonus planet? No. Or do you think it's better to reward 20 cryos? That's like 4 questions in one.
That's like 6 questions. Jesus. Oh my god, I gotta start taking notes.
All right, real quick.
Oh my god. So question 1A part D.
One sentence answers. Otherwise we'll be this drop talks.
So first part of the question is, how do you want the unlock mission for New Mandalore to be? What do you think the mission is going to be to unlock Mandalore? That's the first question.
A repeat of the crate dragon wouldn't really make sense to me because that crate dragon wasn't on Mandalore.
No, I think they're talking about it's the idea that you would unlock it on Tatooine, and so that it would
Tatooine?
Well, R8 seems highly likely, but mostly because all of her requirements are R7 already, and it's CG, so why not push the envelope just a little bit? And
we did see that when you look at the TB map, there's limited places it could be, right? And it has to be like an R8 zone because it's not going to be on the dark side. Well, it could be on the dark side, but it's unlikely. So it's probably going to be a mixed.
It's got to be in the mixed zone because they already said that Bo-Katan and DTMG
And
would be on
Maul,
it.
Yeah.
DTMG, sorry, yeah.
And
So-
the only place for it to be on the mixed side would be at the R8 level. I mean, that
Well, they could
move
redraw
stuff.
the lines.
They could move
for where-
stuff for sure.
yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it's R8 personally.
No, I wouldn't
Well,
be either.
Based on our experience with TW, they cannot change the zones. But sorry, what were we talking about?
No,
Burn.
we're changing lines. We're changing lines. We're just capturing a sector over.
Okay.
It's just where the
Okay.
gold line goes. Come on, Wolfie. It's okay.
Okay. So in that case, yeah, I guess Tatooine would make the most sense over there if it was a neutral planet and you're going into the Relic 8 zone. So that would probably check out. If they did a modified version of the crate raid, that actually wouldn't be so bad. I think that would be could be pretty interesting. And then we've seen them taking aspects of other things from previous TBs. We had the
You have to beat it with
Accolade, all
Dark,
that
you have
stuff,
to
but,
beat it with Maul Lead and Mandalorians.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Dragon Raid to unlock Mandalore.
Oh,
I will
my
do
God.
it. Hell yes.
Oh, that would be fun. Because
I mean, realistically,
I would assume to some degree that they would use Mandalorians somewhere on those planets to do it, because it's the one that really makes sense. But you have such limited aspects of what you can run faction wise to get there. So it's like either they run Imperial Remnant to unlock, or they run Mandalorians to unlock.
Mhm.
okay. Well, the current unlock for Zepho is literally 3 characters. Use 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
It's Seer
Didn't
and
get much
Cal,
more
right?
limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, thematically, they're the appropriate characters. Like,
Oh yeah, but that's what I mean. So over in Tatooine, thematically, we could have it very, very limited and be
yeah,
perfectly
no,
fine.
100%. We could
So yeah, I'm
do
with you.
Bam and somebody else, and that could
Yeah.
unlock it. I mean, we don't
Bam and
whatever they
Bo-Katan.
want. Yeah, OG Bo.
Bam.
No. It'll be Bo-Katan. So it'll be
Or-
Bam and Bo-Katan or Bo-Katan Mandalore. That'll be it.
Either Bo-Katan, exactly.
Exactly. It's
Or-
one of the
or
one of the
You know
Bo-Katans
which
and
one
Bam.
you're using.
Well, obviously we're using OG Bo-Katan. I mean, come on, it's not
her
even a
lead is
question.
superior.
Naturally.
She is OG Bo is the superior scoundrel lead. Okay, I just saying, and Bam is a scoundrel.
Yeah, we're just going to use 2 Bo-Katans instead, because the only
There you
thing
go.
better than 1 Bo-Katan is 2.
Hey, you can't DI Bo-Katan Mandalore, so might as well just bench Bam at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I would hope it would take the same sort of vein, but they don't have to. I'd like it to be like, I think Bam Bo-Katan sounds really cool, actually. Oh, but it would have to be on Tatooine. So,
Yeah.
well, we're making a lot of assumptions now. So,
Yeah.
We are.
Have to be is relative, but I can't really see them doing Felucia either. Well, no, is Felucia the first one? What's the second planet?
you're asking like I know what the planets are. I just go in and I do my missions, mate, and deploy. that's my
know.
job.
Some of them I remember.
I
Like,
stare at them too much.
I know Braca because Braca
It's
unlocks Zephyr.
Felucia. That's the one on the. Yeah, Felicia's sector.
Bye,
2.
Felucia.
Sector 1 is what is Corellia. That's right. Okay. Well, I can't really see them doing anything with Corellia or Felucia, but yeah, because there's not really a ton of Mandalorian stuff going on Felucia. Tatooine would be your best shot. Yeah. All right. Well,
Unfortunately,
I put enough. I put enough muscle
So-
on that part of the question. Let's go to the next 5.
So
I
that
like
then
fun. Oh my god! Right.
question
Fight,
3,
fight, fight.
part 2, part 4, and 5. We're gonna amalgamate a lot of this. So, as far as rewards go for this new planet, would you rather see brand new character to unlock, or rewards similar to what you get on Zepho, where it's Kyrotech and get 3?
Cobb Vanth.
On
my
Mandalore.
my
You'd be better
response is
unlocking
Cobb
Mandalore.
Vanth.
The unlock mission. Damn it.
There you go. The unlock mission, 2 Mandalore rewards.
Yes.
Cobb Vanth
Also
shards.
gives you
Oh,
Cobb
so
Vanth.
no. I think if we're getting a character unlock, like I would love to see Cobb Vanth in general. If we're getting a character unlock, it has to be on Mandalore, because
I know.
otherwise there's no incentive
Oh,
to
yeah.
unlock Mandalore. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like
Yeah. Who do I unlock on Mandalore?
I've said it before. I want to see the weird alien that Bam loses to. I want to see that.
Oh,
And it can be a large unit that operates as a solo unit like Wampa.
Yeah,
I want that.
Solo character.
He gets the
That could be
capture
dope.
mechanic like Hondo.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. I think I was talking about that.
Except for instead of being
Yeah,
released,
good
they're
call.
instantly defeated after X amount of turns.
Yeah, he just eats them
Yeah.
eventually.
There
That's
you
a
go.
good call.
And he
Um,
gets the Mandalore buff.
Yeah, there you go. It's hard to say because it's like if in my head, if we were to add any other character to any other faction, it makes more sense for them to add more Imperial Remnant than it does for them to add more
Mandalorians.
Mandalorians. So it's like I would kind of be cool with getting those like Beskar Super Commandos.
Yeah.
Like I know I
Excuse
wouldn't
me,
want just a generic.
they were Dark Troopers. Okay, the new version Dark Troopers. Excuse me. Let's get it right.
Were they Dark
according
Troopers?
According to Moff.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
They-
were 100% Imperial Super Commandos.
Yeah.
100% just
Yeah.
new age ISCs.
Yeah,
They called
that's all
them
they
Dark Troopers, and it was so insulting. I was
Yeah.
like, how
They
is
weren't
this
even dark. I mean, come on.
Dark Trooper was the punch bot. Come on, get it
Punch bot.
together.
Yeah. Like this is just come on, do better.
I mean, but yeah, it's like for me in my head, it makes more sense for them to do something Imperial Remnant related. But I have a hard time trying to pin down where they would want to add.
How
a character
about
to.
we get the Praetorian Guards? Because
Yeah,
that would be
there we
cool.
go.
That would be
Yeah.
sick.
I would
Yeah.
I would be very okay with a generic unit if it was the Praetorian Guard.
Yeah.
And by generic, I mean just like called something generic, but it
Yeah.
could be really badass and give us some Imperial Remnant GAC love.
My,
Because, you
my
know-
Maybe like Royal Guard. Oh wait, no.
Whoa. wait a minute. That's a really good idea.
Wait a minute.
We should
hold
get one
on.
of those in the game. Yeah, I like part of me is thinking that like I'd like to see the weird alien robot creature in there because he's cool. I'd like to see the Praetorian Guards in there because they're really sick. But the problem is, I think from a Disney perspective, they're like, it has to be a named character and it has to be something cool because otherwise I don't think they'll be able to push it. So I'm not sure who they
I think
release.
for like the Praetorian Guards, it would sell itself.
You think?
Like I think there's enough lore there, and people know how
Yeah.
badass they are that they would probably kind of go on their own. Because we say that, and then we are looking at them legitimately releasing Gungan Bombardier and Gungan Phalanx
Mhm.
as part of the legendary Jar Jar event instead of pulling out two more
Exactly.
named characters
yeah.
from lore and giving them the same kits. So
Mhm.
it's like I don't think that's really the limiting factor, but they are very gun shy about doing generic characters. They are
Yeah.
way more want to get out known characters or somebody with the
Which makes
that-
sense.
Yeah, no,
it's a lot
100%.
easier to say, hey, look at this everyone character, everyone recognizes them, versus like, oh,
Look at this
we
Cobb
got
Vanth.
this- Yeah.
I genuinely, I've been hankering for a Cobb Vanth since we saw him. Since he was released, I was like, I want Cobb Vanth. That guy's a badass.
Well, since they went through all the effort to be like, guess who's in the back to tanks?
Yeah.
Like we went through all the effort to show that on screen, and so you're just like, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Cobb Vanth.
Yeah.
The scoundrel faction's too powerful right now.
Oh,
I mean, that's pretty good.
You know what Boba Fett Son of Django needs? A better scoundrel.
A lifter.
if he's coming back, if Cobb Vanth is coming back from the back to, maybe that's when we get the new version of him.
Hope so.
No, maybe, or it finally comes to the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe,
He's cool.
maybe
Plus,
I can hope. Keep the hope
Timothy
alive.
Oliphant is
We
just
can
a good
get-
actor as well.
We
so.
can get
He was
Galactic Legend Boba Fett, the one that we get in the Book of Boba with his shiny polished armor, and not the dad bod.
I mean, you say
armor.
that, but I would rather have Dad Bod from season 2 of Mando than
That one was so badass.
Book of Boba Fett,
God.
because he was an actual badass, and they just
Oh, yeah.
kneecapped him for Book of Boba Fett. They're like, no, you can't be dark and mysterious and a complete badass. You must be woke and
Like-
like
Well,
You
God.
must be new agey
Culture war bullshit,
not a mass murdering psychopath.
well,
Listen,
it wasn't
all
even
I'm
just.
saying is
It wasn't even just that. It was like everything. Like they think about him going and like killing all the stormtroopers and whatnot. He used the knee rockets. He
yeah,
used the knee rockets
was
in
sick.
Book of Boba, and he used the knee rockets in Mando. In Mando, he like fucking stomps forward and like launch the rockets out, and you're like, oh yeah, it's so badass.
Attitude. Yeah.
And then in Book of Boba, he does like a pirouette and turns around and is like, hey, we got the knee rockets, yay! They could have taken the same fucking choreographer over there and just done absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Like, just get, I don't know why the hell we didn't get the...
is that in Book of Boba Fett, they use a stunt double, and in Mandalorian, it was Tamora Morrison doing his own stunts. So that's why you have a little bit more of a rigid...
It would have been nice if we'd have got the same Boba, because I like Badass Boba.
Yeah.
Badass Boba is the one.
No,
I
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we're agreed, though, when we get a Mandalore planet, we would much rather see a character unlock than get and Kyrotech, right?
I mean, I would still rather see both. I just don't want more stars, because I think...
So give us Kairos with the unlock. With the unlock
give
planet.
it with the tiers.
Sure. Yeah, 50 of each will do.
Yeah.
Per person that unlocks it.
Pretty close with Zepho. Zepho's 25 of each. So
Yeah. No, I mean, for each person that successfully completes the mission, everybody gets 50 Kyrotech, okay? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Yeah.
Of both.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of both. Obviously of both. You can't just have one, Garth.
yeah, it's just like $20 for free right there.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, it's fine.
Times
Anyway.
50. You know.
Moving on. Thank you, Zoidberg, for the question. Tiger Man asks, with the addition of the Stap It now, will we see vehicles introduced to the game, and what would that look like? I don't think so.
No.
The stop is literally the signal that we are never getting vehicles in this game. If we were ever going to get vehicles in this game, the stop would have been one of them. Like, this would have been the perfect time for them to do that. This, to me, is cementing us never getting vehicles.
If they ever do it, it would be its own game mode. But they talked about that back in like 2017, right? Back when Terry was still there.
No, because I was playing the game when there was an announcement that they were going to release vehicles, and I didn't start playing till June 2018. And they said there was a whole road ahead. We're bringing out vehicles, and then 6 months later they're like, yeah, we're not doing that. So it must have been after them. But yeah.
Then why would they bring out the stop? I mean, that is vehicle which they could give to a unit, and that would be like the ideal candidate.
They could give it to B1.
I mean, in fairness,
that's it.
In fairness, the Stap is a single trooper aerial platform.
Yes,
doesn't have to be the B1.
What you would want to start things off with. I mean, you have that one. You have the walkers all around. All the clones had. I mean, you have all of those vehicles. Yeah. Which they could very well bring in. You don't have to immediately get an ATST.
You're telling me, Kath, that the Stap basically can hold any Imperial trooper and Resistance trooper. It's just single trooper. So anything in the game that has the word trooper or the tag trooper can go on the Stap. I want to see Dark Trooper on the Stap. Flies over to you.
Can you imagine Dark Trooper with 200 and something base speed?
He can Falcon Punch.
Give that Dark Trooper like 200 some base speed and just go nuts.
Oh god, I love it.
I see your GL. I moved before it anyways.
Oh, I love it.
All I would say, I'd say never. I love that. The image of Dark Trooper flying around on a Stap. That's brilliant. I wouldn't say never, but I think the likelihood of us getting vehicles is incredibly slim.
You look how much attention they put into ships, and it's just like ships is something to keep afloat because they introduced it. You don't want to do the same thing with vehicles, because there are too many things to keep accounting for when you have multiple PvP iterations.
How I would quite like to see vehicles introduced is similar to the ally slot, not exactly the same. But imagine you could equip this team gets, let's say it gets an AAT, right? And what happens is it's similar to, Endor Escalation, where there's an ATST in the background. And it slowly builds up a turn meter, and you get to use one ability. It'll just be like your vehicle that you can attach to any team slowly builds up a turn meter, and it has one special attack that it can use. Say it's got like 50 speed or something like that, it slowly builds up, and then it just does camera shift, kind of like an alt. It goes, big attack, back to the game. Like something as simple as that. That would be kind of cool. But
I thought you were going to be like, it would be really cool if we had like this system where you went in with teams and fought these vehicles.
Yeah, if we had like vehicle on vehicle combat, say like a 5v5.
No. You know your characters. The characters
Oh, just sit
for
inside the vehicle.
You know, like no, not inside the vehicle.
Go
Like,
fight a vehicle, maybe like
fight
an
a vehicle.
AAT or something like
like an
that.
AAT or something.
Hey, we could do that. How about
Maybe
this?
like make a
Assault.
thing around it.
We can.
No. What we do is we replicate what they had in Street Fighter, and you just go and
God.
beat the crap out of a disabled vehicle. The faster you can destroy this disabled vehicle, the more points you earn. Okay, that's what we're going to do.
There we go.
Perfect.
All right, so next question comes from Night Fox. He asks, why are Gungans the best faction ever to be added to the game? Night Fox, shut up, mate. Shut up.
I mean, the short answer is
A
it's
trick
one
question?
of the
Yeah.
first factions that they are developing and introducing all on their own. Which I mean, not one of the first. It's they have done it before, but
Bad Batch.
Bad Batch, Sirufu was kind of the same way. But
Current
most of,
Mandalorian team.
well, sort of,
The main three.
yeah.
Sith Empire. They
Sort of.
added the tag to existing characters, I guess. But anyway,
Well, but
Anyways.
silly
Sith Empire
question,
was-
Night Fox, but yes. Yes.
animated by
What I can confirm is Gungans are certainly one of the factions they have added to the game, without a doubt.
they are gonna be the
Anyways.
best faction in the game for about 8 to 9 months after the raid releases, and then they will go back to being Gungans. Not quite the best faction anymore.
I think the Gungans that we have so far are definitely the best Gungans that we've had. So
Yeah.
they've got that going for them as well.
100%. Those
Yeah.
are the facts.
All right, so next question comes from Sailor James. Have they heard the feedback that the endless waves of the speeder bike raid seem stale compared to big bosses we used to have for raids? If so, have they implemented changes to the upcoming Naboo raid? We don't know.
Ain't changing shit. for the raid at this junction. I'll tell you right
They
now.
ain't doing shit, boy.
Well, you look at the feedback we gave them with Crate, right? They didn't change it until the next raid came out. And so it's like, if they're going to do anything different, it's going to be for the raid after Naboo.
It's probably too
But
long
I
in the
mean-
tooth to change anything at this point.
Well, yeah, we don't know enough mechanically about what they're doing there, but
Yeah.
I think like the deviation was kind of fun. Like I think people were more like, besides some of the RNG factors with the Great Dragon Raid, people were okay with being the point system because we were still fighting something that was meaningful. But it's like with the Endor Raid, it's just like all we're doing is pressing like 2 buttons for most battles, and then like the only time you press more than 2 buttons is
It's when Leia hits
the
ult.
Leia solo, and you can use up to 4 buttons
Oh, whoa.
for hers.
Don't overwhelm
And
it.
then everyone
Damn.
else is just
Bro.
2. And it's like it's so boring to do, and it's just like there you might replay it if the RNG sucks and you like lose a bunch of evasion stacks off your side, off your rebels or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, the reality is that we're gonna get a very close iteration of the Sector 3 boss as our raid.
Oh,
That's
don't
what's
say
gonna be
that
the-
to me, Karth. I don't want to
That's
believe it
what's
to be true.
that is the highest likelihood of what's going
I
to
agree,
happen because
but-
they did the same thing with Leia's ult event. They gave
I'm
us
gonna
a
live in
taste of the
denial.
raid,
I'm with
which
Wolfie on
was-
this one.
which was the same thing.
You know
except for in that version, it didn't matter which buttons you pressed, you were
I'm-
going to win.
I'm going to live so heavily in denial that I'm going to convince myself that the raid is going to be so much better than it actually is, and then I'm going to release a video showing how angry I am that the raid did not meet my expectations. That's how it's going to.
gaslight yourself into being mad. There you go.
Oh god.
I'll
Sorry.
only have
Poor
myself to blame.
choice. This was a poor choice. Oh no.
I really don't want it to be the Sector 3 boss.
I mean, either will probably be different mechanics in play.
Yeah, I don't
but
think it'll be the
it's
exact same. Yeah.
I think it's 100% the same concept, though.
Yeah,
Is
so do
that the longer you defeat the B1s, then the more difficult they become until they overwhelm you and kill you.
Well, I think you can survive it because in the post they say, "Can you survive the endless waves?" So I think you don't necessarily lose, but you can hit to a certain point where you survive.
Yeah, it's
I was
where
talking-
do they
So
put the
I forgot
win
what's gonna be good about
conditions?
this one. But somebody was suggesting something like a increase in difficulty thing. So your first wave you get your B1s, your second wave you get your commander B1s, then you get your B2s, and your whatever commando droids after that, and you get a stacking progressive sort of thing. At least to add some sort of interest.
It can't just be B1s.
Sort of variety.
Yeah, I want them to. I want them to introduce Newt, maybe even Maul. Please don't let it just be B1s and DDKs. God, that's so dull. It's so dull.
I'm just here to poo-poo on your parade.
Keep your poo-poo to yourself.
You poo-poo in your pants, Garth. Don't share it with the class.
Yeah. Listen, I would rather tell myself it's going to be the most terrible experience that we're ever going to come across, and then be pleasantly surprised that it's not so bad, than tell myself that they're going to make this the actual replication of the battle for Naboo, where we start with the Gungans out in the fields of Naboo, and we move to the Battle of Theed, and then we move to the duel between Obi-Wan Kenobi and
which is exactly what I wanted.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I'm just saying that ain't happening. I don't see that coming down for nothing. So it's just okay, well, we're not gonna get that.
The art department, they love making backgrounds.
They love it, and they're so good at it.
Come on, art department, you want to make backgrounds, don't you? I know you want to make backgrounds. Come on,
we're doing it, boy. I tell you.
Do us a solid, guys. Do us a frickin' solid here.
Yeah, we're not asking for much. We're just asking for you to have 3 times the amount of work for the same rate. Okay, that's all we're asking. All right.
Yes, please.
And make it enjoyable at the same time, please. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but it's with where
you don't need to make an intro video. How about that?
Right now,
an outro.
It seems like the Gungans with their stat increases and the Padme's mechanics, that it's highly likely those two teams will fairly easily score max points because they can sustain through everything. The other ones I feel like it's going to be like the Endor run all over again. Just go out in a blazing of glory as fast as you can, do as much damage as you can, as much sustain as you can, and then die.
One thing that does worry me, based on Sector 3 boss node, is that Sector 3 boss node is very buggy, and it's so prone to just crashing the game. How many of us have experienced slowdown as you progress through the waves? I know a lot of that has to do with Conquest and the data disks and all that sort of setup, but it doesn't exactly inspire me with a lot of hope that if that's the version we're getting, it's going to be stable. Which is why
I think they gave it to us, was to stress test their mechanics.
Well, we definitely stressed it.
We should never reach the stats that we get in Conquest with our own characters. They would still ramp the same way, but I mean, you're never going to have Zealous Ambition as a data disk in the raid, so it's you're not going to have to worry about having that much offense. For funsies, I know a lot of people were messing around with Darth Maul Grim Machinations in that boss node to get 300 kills. I decided to mess around using that setup, and I had enough heal over time data disks with the offense stacking so that every turn Maul was getting 30 heal over times, and each one of them is stacking his offense. I got about 120 kills because the game could not handle all of the additional stats that Maul was getting. He was doing monstrous damage, but the game was just no, I can't cope with all the math. Make it stop.
I ended up having a problem with the Maul strategy because I kept on the auto basic or whatever.
And he kept missing.
He would go and kill people. No, he would go and kill the final one, and then it would all come and resummon. But he would kill one of them before they would all resummon, because they would resummon individually instead of as an entire freaking wave. So it'd be one at a time. But he would kill one of the OGs, and then the permanent one, the final one, would resummon in their spot. So he would just be sitting there beating up on the one that you cannot kill. I'm sitting there hey Maul,
do me a favor, buddy.
Over there. Okay?
There's a good boy.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like the slacker one for that. You just get a little things ramped up, and then you just let everyone die off and press auto, and then
it's fun.
Depending if it counts all the kills you get, you should get about 200 a run. I went back and forth on.
Yeah, the boss doesn't count, does it?
More.
Yeah.
Well, it was weird because I did one run where I got the full 220, and it only gave me 180 kills.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And
Because
then
you should
I
be
did
getting
another
80%, right?
Yeah, but I did another run where I got 220, and I got 260 kills.
Okay, that makes no sense.
And I was like, did you just look back at the previous run and was like, oh, we forgot some?
No, again, I think that was the
But
I think that was
feel like I
the
just-
underlying whale modifier kicking in again, Garth.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's done too many
Just a bit of
battles.
a delay.
Let
Gotcha.
him go.
All right, moving on. Next question comes from Running Bald Man. Who will be the next character to be a TB reward? And it looks like this is the first person to actually look at my question and give a suggestion for a name, which would be 3 beards, 2 cats, 1 pod.
No. So we got the Whipped Whale Lords.
Oh, the Whipped Whale Lords. Yeah.
It's still only talking about me.
Hey, I told you, in my head, I'm a whale. Just according to CG, I'm not. I'm just an extension of your fin, I guess.
There you go.
I'm at least a dolphin, if not a whale at this point.
That's
Exactly. You have spent some money on the game. That
Yes.
qualifies you, I think. We've already kind of discussed new character for TB reward. I'm sorry, Running Bald Man. So I think we skip over this one. But we duly note the 3 beards, 2 cats, 1 pod.
I mean, but the question is, does it have to be specifically Mandalore, or could it be anywhere else where this character?
If you're going to start going off on a Naboo planet, Garth,
it's coming.
I
Just so you know.
I mean, it is.
It's
I'm a
coming.
poo-poo on you now, Garth.
It's coming. All right.
It is going to happen eventually. Come on.
Come on.
I would
And it's
be-
going to be young
I would
Annie.
be surprised if it doesn't show up by the end of this year. They don't announce it at least.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, I get that. Yeah, we kind of went into that rabbit hole.
Yeah,
a
we
little bit
kind of
already.
done that one already.
'Cause we
So
would assume Mandalore would be
Which
the one
one's the
where they
porpoise?
introduce it.
which one's the
that?
porpoise? There are no porpoise. The Kraken, the whale, and the porpoise. I think we're under no illusions that Garth is the Kraken in this whale pod.
He's also the whale, so...
Yeah, he's literally the whale, but yeah. And honestly, Wolf and I don't talk about how much money we spend on the game to each other, so I don't know who qualifies as who is the bigger fish as far as spending money goes.
So not to discredit what you guys do,
But you can all suck it.
I'm going to lay my big dick down on the table real
So,
quick.
no. The question is, how much of your whaling is based off of sub goals and
Yeah.
community input versus actually just naturally spending the cash on the game?
I mean, Garth, it sounds
A
awful lot
large
like you're trying to gatekeep the whaling status here.
I'm not. I'm just trying to. It has to be realistic, right? 'Cause
Probably
it's
50-50.
Yeah. So if half your spending
Maybe.
comes to the community, which I'm not, trying to say that that's not a significant number. It's just, it just impacts
What about money I get from sponsorships?
I mean, I don't know how much of that you use, but that's income.
That
I
is
would
income.
count that as
Yes.
your own
So
money.
I'm definitely at best a dolphin because
But
everything else really comes through the community. But I still count that as whaling because I could choose not to spend that money.
oh yeah,
I'm not a jackass.
it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, it's like, if someone's giving me $1,000 a month to spend on the game, it's like, is that really me? I'm
Jesus, could
spending
you
money,
imagine?
but it's
Actually,
someone
Garth probably
buys
can
you a
imagine what
pack
it's like to spend $1,000 a month on the game.
And then we go back to our conundrum of if somebody buys you or gifts you a pack, are you still free to play?
Nope. I didn't
your
spend the money.
No.
Not your money.
But you
Like,
no longer earned
because-
it free.
Yeah,
Somebody
you didn't
paid
earn
the
it.
price.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like being gifted a Lightspeed bundle that's kind of a big advancement in someone's
Oh,
roster.
yeah.
Also, like a
You didn't spend the money though. Your account's
massive
not free to
bullet
play,
wound.
but you're still free to play.
Oh
Yeah.
man, think of gifting a
I'm
random
sorry.
person a Lightspeed bundle that can't, they don't have the resources to do anything with it.
Mhm.
It's
Well, I
almost
mean,
like,
it's still good.
hey fish, let me tie a rock around you, see what happens.
I would never say that even if you didn't have the resources, you didn't have the Zeta mats, that having a Lightspeed bundle hurts you.
No,
Like
no.
it definitely helps. Like
it temporarily hurts you
Mhm.
because it's like, what good is it to unlock Rey and not have any Zeta? She's far easier to deal with
Mhm.
with no
Oh, yeah.
Zetas. No matter
God,
what
yeah.
you do, and you still have to. It's another character you still have to bring up. You still
But
have more levels you have to improve to even unlock.
It's
the
a
event.
lot. It's a lot better to have a Ray with no Zetas than you have no Ray.
I don't disagree with you at all. I don't disagree with you. It just exasperates some of the problems.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Ranger and I talked about a little bit on the Jedi
I mean,
Academy yesterday.
When it comes down to like that free-to-play status, I even take issue with people that say, I don't know, use Google vouchers, Google Play Store vouchers, and buy packs and call themselves free-to-play. I was like, as far as I'm concerned, you're still spending money on the game. Because
that's still putting resources into it.
Exactly.
Those could go elsewhere. It's still, value which is being put into this game. It's still money, whether it's directly dollars or earned it elsewhere, or that's
Exactly.
still money that you are choosing to put.
So
into the
I
game.
think based on that, then Karth agrees that us spending money that we get donated from the community is whaling. Yes, checkmate.
I mean, listen, it is whaling. I won't disagree with you. But
I'm only joshing anyway, dude.
the system killing.
You're playing the system, man. Next question comes from Chakra Ulmas. Where did Meathead get his art degree? And we could be known as the 3 Omi Galaxy of Heroes, the 3 Amigos. I mean, that's not a bad one. I quite like that one. 3 Amigos. Because Go is Galaxy of Hero.
Yeah, I don't want to emphasize the Go part of the Amigo.
Amigos.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have it all tattooed. Tramp stamps. The 3 Amigos.
Oh, God.
The 3 Amigos.
The 3 Amigos. Where did Meathead go? I think Meathead got his art degree off the back of a lorry. But, I mean...
Honestly, I think he won it in a
raffle.
cereal box, the giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I think it came from.
Those sweepstakes things.
Yeah. He turned in some cardboard tops, and then he won the degree.
He collected 150 bottle caps, sent it off to a company, and he got his free art degree. Hey, let's be honest. His artwork is phenomenal. It's just not good. That's, those things can be true at the same time.
Yes. It is quite fantastic.
It
It's
is.
not high quality, but it is quite fantastic.
It is. Yes. So Bomber chimes in with the next question. Will there be another raid Omicron, or will it only be 10 mats because of limited use? I think it's certain. When we get a new raid, we're going to get a new raid Omi.
They already said that who it is. I mean, Bombardier.
No, I think he's talking about the next raid.
I think he's talking about if the current raid.
I don't think we're going to get another raid Omi on top. I mean, Boomadir has already got the raid Omi. So.
Well, yeah,
There was the raid Omi.
I mean, it does say another raid Omicron. So, I mean, if we're talking about the next raid, of course there will be another raid Omicron with the next raid. Yeah. But I think he's specifically referring to
this raid. No.
If there will be another raid Omi where it only costs 10 instead of...
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't see CG moving their price in the budget of the Omicrons for the raid. But I wouldn't be wildly surprised if they decided to do it, because you could easily bring up the team value. Because it's like, the problem that I'm going to have with the Gungan raid on me is I can almost guarantee you, unless the Gungan raid on me is like you get damage immunity on the entire team every time an enemy summons, like I'm fairly certain the Gungan team is going to max without the Omicron. So it's like, and since there's nowhere to split the Gungans, it's like, I don't see a reason to do it. But I could see them potentially doing it, because there's a lot of old GR characters that could really use some form of viability. But as a necessity, raid Omicrons are so unpopular in the first place. I don't know.
Well, yeah, if they make a repeat of the Scout Trooper Army, like nobody is going to I fully expect the Boomadiers raid Omicron to be incredible. I fully expect, because they have to bounce back from the actual trash tier Omicron that is the Scout. Because Scouts
don't know how they make the Bombardier Army useful. like I don't
Well, we
I don't
don't.
know how they
Make-
do it.
Well, we haven't seen the mechanics yet, so nobody's expecting
Exactly.
you to know what the raid Omicron does.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
don't
I
worry,
mean,
Kurt.
we don't even know what the raid army
Although,
does
yeah.
yet.
Exactly, I mean, and when they released Scout Trooper into the game, right? They didn't even have the Omicron on there because they didn't have all the mechanics in the game yet, right? Or are we making that up?
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Didn't we not originally have the Omicron, and then like
The
they
Omicron
added it
got
on later?
the Omicron got announced the same time that the raid mechanics got announced.
Well, that they were
Yeah.
getting that she was getting an Omicron, but what the actual Omicron itself
Yeah.
was, I don't think
Did
was
not
actually
come.
applied.
Did not
Yeah.
come to the game until the
Yeah.
raid mechanics
Exactly,
were
yeah.
announced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's what I was thinking about over there. Okay,
That's what they did. The same. They're doing the same with Bombardier. They
Right.
they would release that part of the
that's
kit.
what I'm saying. So when
the-
Bombardier comes in, we may not get any raid mechanics. It'll just be Bombardier, and then Omicron TBD. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens when it eventually comes.
And yeah, I don't see them dropping the price again. I think they did it with Bausch when she first came, because people were just like, I'm not putting a raid Omicron on, it looks trash. Turns out the Bausch Chrome was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But nobody
Well,
wanted to waste 20 Omimats, so they halved the value, and
the Bausch,
people bought it up, and it was awesome.
Yeah, the
It
Bausch
was actually
Chrome was-
impactful. It actually
was-
did stuff.
Yeah, but only on the regards of either it let you underman or it let you split.
Mhm.
Like,
It was very, very useful.
but
Which is
what's
exactly what
the
it
point of doing that in the current team? That's my point. Like, there's no
We-
point in undermanning or
How do you
anything.
know?
You can't split them.
Or if you ran Leia with the full team, it took 30 seconds to get you 2.7 million with 0 RNG whatsoever. That was the other benefit of that. It made it absolutely fucking easy mode.
Yeah, which a lot of people will do,
So-
because we've seen how many people just like to hit auto, right?
Oh,
in
sure.
these raids.
Yeah.
So
I
some
can take a
people
5-minute yeah.
might
I won't
do it for
say
convenience.
there wasn't any benefit to it. What I'm saying
So,
is that there was no
absolutely.
need to have it.
No,
That's the
absolutely.
problem I'm seeing with the next one. It's like if it autos it, sure, yeah, you can do it, but
We'll see.
there's
We don't know the mechanics yet, so I mean, I can't really judge an Omicron until we know any of the mechanics. We don't know anything about the raid.
It's true, but I mean, like you
know
look at
nothing.
what the Scout Army added, and there's like
Nothing.
one team you can put it into that the Scout Army will go from 2.4 to 2.7.
Yeah.
But is it worth 300k in the raid? Not a snowball's chance in hell.
No, of course not. I'm saying we can't judge the Scout Omicron, or so we can't judge the Gungan based on the Scout, because
mean,
the one we had before that was actually good.
You're
And
100%
then
right.
the one we had before that, if we're counting Aura Singh as a raid Zeta, was sort of shit. So we had a shit one, and then a good Omicron, and then a shit Omicron.
I feel so bad for Aura Singh, man. Like,
Seriously?
I
Well,
actually think
because-
Aura
man.
Singh is that the only Zeta she's got?
No, she has two.
She has
a
two.
lead-
as well, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
so
lead Zeta and
Cad
the
Bane
lead-
is still snuffed more than Aura.
Yeah.
Because Cad has no Zetas, and she at
Correct.
least has a Zeta that can work somewhere. It's just one of her Zetas is now completely and utterly useless.
Yeah. The increased damage
Yeah.
on topple, which no
Yeah.
longer matters.
Unless we get a circle background to Heroic Sith. Or
Or we get topple
OG
mechanics
Rancor.
back
or we get
with bounty
Yeah,
hunters.
or a
yeah,
top mechanic, yeah.
we get a raid with a topple mechanic that happens to have her as a named character. Yeah.
Yeah, as a character we can use for it.
Yeah.
I mean, she was an active bounty hunter around the time of the Galactic Republic, so I mean, maybe they needed bounty hunters for something, and she's in there toppling people. You never know.
You never know.
You're gonna get a bounty hunter
It
raid.
could happen.
Well, I'm not
all
arguing
for
that. I just don't think it would be on Naboo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's
All
not.
right.
It's not this raid. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Moving on
She
then.
did try and assassinate Padme one time.
Yeah, like
So,
mid Clone Wars.
oh, I know, but I'm just thinking out loud. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was just
Next
going to go
question.
through the questions because we've got like another 45,000
Yeah.
questions. So,
Oh, God.
Hevorius says, with the announcement of
see
the
one being
PC
sent
client,
too.
yeah, one of the highlights is that the raids have never looked better. Does the introduction of the PC client make you more hopeful that the Naboo raid will be more than just waves of B1s? We've already answered this, so I'm not going to go over that. While there is no way I can beat Chakra's The Three Amigos, I think I've heard you call yourselves the Triumvirate. I did that earlier. So you could be the shit Triumvirate.
Rude. Scribe syndicate.
Guys, this is part of the issue I have with the tribe talks. Is I thought of tribe talks as the very last thing, and the tribe is sort of like my tagline for my community, and this is not just my community. You know, we've got Carthia, we've got Wolfie. They all each have their own followings, and I would like to step away from tribe talks in general and find something unique that is more encompassing of what we are. Also, felt the tagline was in the wrong order. To me, it sounds natural to say the wolf, the whale, and the Welshman, but that's just me. I mean, I think I mix it up every single time I've done it, truth be
We
told.
say different orders.
He
pretty
gets all the
frequently,
W's in there, so that's the important part.
Yeah, exactly.
We do change the order frequently.
Yeah. I can't see us picking up the shit triumvirate, because
Yeah, I don't see that happening there.
I don't want to have shit in my name.
That's fair.
But yeah, we have already kind of touched on the raids. I hope that what they say about the PC client means that we can expect better performance and better graphical fidelity.
Yes.
That would be great. But mostly I just want stability. Like, I just want it to work and not crash, if that's okay. Okay, so Jack Daniels comes in with which crew members need really high relics and what's the priority? Oh god, we could spend about 45 minutes on this.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
don't
it
they
really
list
depends
out
on,
them
for certain
specifically?
encounters. What's up?
Oh,
Don't they
sorry.
list them out specifically.
He says example, Plo, IG-88, Sith Assassin, Resistance crew members. I think he's just spitballing there.
Oh.
Plo,
I mean,
Plo is useful for a specific counter, right, in the current
Yeah,
meta.
there's a lot of them that are like
Yeah.
super like niche parts of it. The reality is that like the priority level is always going to be about around which meta fleet you're chasing, or if you have all of them, improving the meta fleets or your off meta counters. That's where it's really going to go through. So it's like once you
much,
get
yeah.
the Executor, the Profundity, and the Leviathan unlocked, then you can start worrying about the Chimera counter or improving relics on some of your off meta stuff you'll need, like usually you got to have Plo like relegate to use the negotiator fleet to off counter some stuff. And so like there's a couple things that work, but for the most part it's not get your meta stuff done, then worry about your off meta, and then go from there, because it's like everything else is like it's so dated now that it's like you know, telling you to bring up any of the resistance or first order is kind of a useless point right now. Most of the Galactic Republic stuff is kind of useless because we have all these newer fleets that are just better and they require higher relic investment to start with. And then the new stuff is just, you know, it's the new stuff.
Yeah, I think part of the issue is, like you said, is that I find a lot of the relic requirements are either for specific counters or when one fleet dominates the meta. And we haven't had that for a while. So honestly, the relic priority, as far as I'm concerned, is what are the requirements for the fleet that you need to get? That's the relic priority. Get your R9 Radus so that you can unlock the Profundity. Well, you know, like it's
a highly personalized question over there for you, which is like the priority over there. So, you know, if you're looking to get your counter for your negotiator, you want your negotiator counter for your triple attacker, then yeah, Plo is your priority, and you don't care as much about IG-88.
Hang on, let me write that down.
If you want to make defense more difficult, if you want to get this over here, then you know it's you know, it'll change things up a little bit. It really just depends on where you are.
The problem with fleet is it depends on what you're willing to set on defense and what your opponent sets on defense and what you have available to attack it. Because it's like depending on what you go against, you may or may not need those counters. Like if you're willing to do Profundity versus Executor, it doesn't matter if they have an R9. Usually 85% of the time you'll take out that IG 2000 before it ever takes a turn.
It just matters if you have the good RNG.
Yeah.
Do you get the assists? Which
that
apparently I don't.
But the you know, when you look at the other counters, you know, it's like it doesn't matter if your opponent has an R9 SAS. There is a counter that's like a 95% win rate against a faster SAS. It's like you don't need to worry about the relic level unless you want to put it on defense. But again, they can just use the Empire counter or the Leviathan counter, depending on what they want to do. So it's like there are too many variables.
This is exactly why my approach to fleet in GAC is I save all of the meta fleets for offense. I don't care if they can beat my fleet defense. I want to make sure I can one-tap theirs because I'll earn my banners in being efficient on ground. Like, if I'm getting 72s to 75 on fleet, I'm happy. You know, like one tap, I don't care if they also do it to me. I'm looking to make sure that my ground game is good enough to give me the advantage. I don't want to have to worry. And you can do that. If you've got every meta fleet, you don't need to have R9 SAS. Mine is R6, and I do fine. And you don't need to have like Plo if you've got every counter available. I'd like to get Plo to give me the option. So please, CG, make Plo a requirement for the new raid, so I've got an excuse to relegate him.
Relic 9 SAS is pretty fun though.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
On a Darth Malgus team, it surprises people. A
Yeah.
Relic
Oh,
9,
yeah, it
like
hits
well
so
modded
hard.
Sith assassin.
Oh, it's so hard.
It'll one shot Jedi Knight Cal Kestis under his protection.
It'll one-shot Gungans.
Gone. She's gone. Cool.
I'm waiting to see if SAS is actually going to one-shot Gungans, because attacking under protection.
That's just
Yeah. Boop, you're dead. It's
Seriously?
like, ah.
that's over. Malgus is now back to be the offensive meta. Put
Yep.
the Gungans back off defense.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it
No
just
stuns,
there's just
so-
too many variations on what's good. It's like knock out your big stuff and then work backwards on the off meta,
Yeah.
and get things to where it works. Which, I mean, that relic level depends on certain things, and then just push from there. Otherwise, you're going to be in this never-ending cycle of like, oh well, just R9 all your pilots. Like that's what you got to do. If you want to be the best there is,
R9
R9 every pilot, all your pilots
Yeah.
right now. It's like it's just that's where you wind up very quickly when it comes to talking about where you want to put the investment.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
All right.
get your rocket
What do we
pushes
got?
out of the way and then go. From there.
Next up is from Tren. Pick a character in game for each of the following. Who would you have to pull off a bank heist?
Lando.
Young or old?
Both.
Just all the Landos in the game. I'm taking them.
All the
how
Landos. I want all the Landos are mine.
How about you, Karth?
Let's see. I would choose Dr. Aphra.
Okay, yeah, that's a good choice. Who would I choose to pull off a bank heist with? Pulling off a bank heist. I don't know. Probably R2D2. Because it'd just be able to go beep, zzz, and just open the vault.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, thank you. Okay, so who would you choose to have as your best friend in real life?
Starkiller.
God, that's volatile, dude. That is a dangerous choice. How about you, Wolfie?
So much fun.
Chewie. This is too easy. Chewie.
I thought you were going to
Come on.
go Lando, all of them.
Lando. We'd have been Lando for Lando again. No,
No.
I mean Chewie. Come on.
Not
Come on.
not Hondo.
Who-
Oh, Hondo should have
Can
been the
you-
bank
can you
heist.
think-
Damn it.
Hondo would have been good for the bank heist. I should have done Hondo, but yeah, that would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But no, Chewie. Come on. Can you think of a better friend in the entire Star Wars universe than Chewie?
I don't
Come
think I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Yeah, I mean Chewie's warm and cuddly. What's not to like?
He is.
He's warm and cuddly. I'm not sure who I'd go
He's
for.
a ferocious beast. I mean, he's awesome.
Yeah. I'll go with Cat just because of the acronym. Yeah, I like cats.
There you go.
Plus she's a bit of a badass.
I like
But
it.
then
that
question
would-
3 kind of throws it off a little bit. Who would you marry? I'm like, can I choose Cat again?
There's no rules that you can't double up.
Can we all marry Cat?
Hey,
I'm marrying Bastila, Sean, man.
All day,
Oh,
every
okay.
day. Oh, Basta, yeah.
That, from the
I-
old
also,
Kira.
KOTOR,
not that
the old KOTOR 1 game, man. She had a badonkadonk that was pixelated and pow. I was always played with her when she was on the planet. I'm just like, I know I got my main character, but I want to watch her run.
can somebody please get a clip of Karth going pow? Because I want
Oh,
to
we need
use
that.
that for whenever Karth wails on this channel. Like Karth has donated $25, for example. It just goes Karth going pow with that badonkadonk. Like that'd be great.
I love it.
I mean, this is a tough choice, man. We got Kat, we got Kira, Talon. Although that would be
Talon.
dangerous.
Talon. Talon.
That sounds terrifying.
It does
I mean,
a little
in a
bit.
fun way, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm here for
That's
it.
a
but-
dungeon I'm willing to visit. Like, you don't even have to get me to play D&D. Like, let's just
Yes,
go.
and
I mean,
Mara
we-
Jade is the correct answer.
Hut Slayer Leia. I mean,
Oh,
there
there you
are
go.
there are options. There are options. I don't think we can choose.
I mean, we can. Just
I mean, we
real,
can't
just like
all
real
of them.
life. You get to pick one.
That's true.
It's just zombie.
7 billion people on the planet.
Oh, that reminds me of when we had Jig on the channel, like probably about a year ago, and we did
God, I
a
gotta hear
swgoh
that.
smash or pass, and it was like
no.
for every single Night Sister, Jig was like smash, smash. I was like Old Daka, smash, zombie, smash. I was like, dude, he's got a thing for those undead, man. Gotta love him. Gotta love him. Next one is, which number 1 character would you not want hunting you?
Oh, probably like Cad Bane.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he's kind of scary.
Cad
you know.
Bane, we're fucked. There's nothing you can do. He
From
will find
his
you.
from his like portrayal in the Bad Batch, man, that is one terrifying guy to have after you, because he always knows where you are, no matter what. It's like he's got the
Wars
best.
too, I mean,
Yeah, he's got
wild.
the best plot detection ever. Like, let me just pull up my galaxy map and it shows me where you are, not where I am.
Yeah, Cad Bane is a pretty good shout there.
yeah, I think it's got to be Cad or that, or like one of the like find some Sith who you wouldn't want hunting you. Like fucking imagine like Malgus is on your tail or something like that. Like I wouldn't want that.
Any of them, to be honest.
Bane going after me. Like I don't want Bane hunting me. Fuck that. I'm done.
I'm gonna go with yeah, especially if he's like in the game, Jesus, like in game levels of power. I'm gonna go
I'm
off the
going
cuff, and you say Bane. I'm gonna go with Wampa, just because I wouldn't want that thing chasing me. That'd be scary.
Ooh.
Like, Wampa roaring at
That's a
me.
good call.
I don't have Jedi powers in real life, so last one would be, what is the most impressive character you could beat in a fist fight? I'm gonna go with BB-8 because he doesn't have a fist. I would definitely win that fist fight, and that's as impressive as I get.
I could probably take a B1.
Yeah, just one of them if he's not looking.
one single B1.
And that would hurt as well.
Yeah, you can watch the Clone Wars, the very first few episodes where the clone trooper runs up and tries to punch the B1 in the face. And immediately grabs his hand. It's like, ah! And then gets gunned down like 2 seconds later. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I would do Cup. Cup is probably the most impressive character.
I was thinking about saying Cup
Because he's got non-lethal.
Yeah, exactly.
I was considering saying Cup, but I was like, oh man, don't want to go for Cup.
That and Sky's personal favorite character in all the game, Omega.
You just
Omega.
punch a girl.
Go fucking child.
Punch a fucking child. Oh, yeah, no problem.
Hey, if she can be shot by blasters, it's okay if I punch her. I'm not gonna try to.
I could punch a
I'd
little
kill
girl.
Ewoks out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna kill her.
I
Take
could
it-
probably take a few Ewoks. Like
I mean-
2-3 Ewoks. I think we could handle, right?
As long as they
Depends,
don't
do they
gang
get
up,
their sticks?
maybe. Yeah, because if they get their sticks and their rocks, I would be genuinely
Do
worried.
they have their forest instincts? Asking for a friend.
Going through the game,
It's
like,
good.
If we're fighting them
right?
on the fields of Coruscant, which I mean is just the cityscape, then I would feel safe taking on a couple Ewoks at a time.
Yeah,
But
if-
if we're
if-
fighting them on Endor, I'm
If
done.
we're on
Oh.
Camino, I would throw them into the water.
I got it.
Well,
If we were on Mustafar,
Okay,
I'd
moving
just
on.
kick them off the edge.
did you say Rose?
I said Rose.
Oh, man.
It's give a meat crab for hitting a girl.
She's a grown-ass girl, at least.
I mean, it's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
All right. Okay, next up. Fully OP says, with the introduction of Gungans and the
you missed
Naboo...
name.
Oh, sorry, missed the name. Yeah, Trend says, how about egg swallowed by wolf swallowed by whale? I mean, it's not. It might be a bit long to be snappy, but I mean,
A little
I
bit.
think we could absolutely do a podcast thumbnail out of an egg being swallowed by a wolf being swallowed by a whale. It would be interesting to say the least. I think I could probably put that into Mid-Journey and get it to generate a terrifying image for us. So I think I might do that.
Probably, yeah.
Dear AI, make my nightmares
I'll be
come true.
right back.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we got Fully OP. With the introduction of Gungans and the Naboo, I guess they will come. Is there any chance we get more Seppi droids, including ones like PE? That tripod Oh, does PE stand for, like, for example, tripod
so.
artillery? Also, will there be more neutral characters? I'd be surprised if we get any more neutral characters,
The
to be honest.
short answer is I doubt we get any Naboo characters. Otherwise, CG would have more than likely announced them in the Gungan stuff, Jar Jar stuff. So I'm gonna go with no, but it's possible, that they just weren't finished enough to say anything about it. But I mean, they announced like what 10 weeks worth of characters releases essentially.
Yeah.
In that post. So it's maybe just farther outside their realm, and they didn't want to commit to it yet. That's a possibility, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The tripod droid, not happening. That's it's massive. It would be the entire side of your team.
I'm down for it. Let's do it.
But B, they're not going to touch vehicles.
No.
And then more neutral characters, highly unlikely. If they do another neutral character, the only one that would kind of make sense to a degree would be Revan. But I think since the game isn't really designed around neutral,
it would have to. It would be an overhaul.
It's too niche. You create problems that Hondo has constantly, which is basically, I don't work in a lot of areas because I can't have the light side and dark side tags. So
and don't benefit from light side, dark side, Datacron abilities and stuff like that. It's not a massive deal, but it's little things like that.
Or scoundrel leads that have dark side claws or light side claws in them, and he can't participate in that either.
Yeah.
And so it's like you have a scoundrel team that you can't really do anything with, per se. I mean,
it's very frustrating.
It's not quite
for me. I think it's highly likely that at some point we get more separatist droids in general, because why not? And that leak from the forums showed a B2 super rocket droid.
Yeah, but that was clearly an April Fool's joke.
It was like 3 days after April Fool's, but
no, it wasn't. It was the day of.
Was it?
Yeah.
I swear that post was afterwards.
And it is. There are typos all over the place. Like Barbosa made it pretty obvious that it was.
Oh, okay. Then ignore me. I thought it came out on like the 3rd.
No, it came out on the day of April Fool's, because I remember talking about it in MC3.
I think I was away on holiday at the time.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Ignore me. But yeah, because first of all, we don't have that camera angle use anywhere for the B2 rocket droid. Like, we never go behind the characters to see their animations take place.
Yeah,
that would be much more of a like a home effect, which if they started doing, I'd be okay with. But I mean, we just don't have that in the game. But then the words in the little GIFs, there were misspellings.
Oh, were there? Oh, okay.
That kind of gave it away.
I guess I didn't pay enough attention to that one.
It was like the second it went live in the swgoh event server, speculation was like, you're not even gonna fool me, man. Like, it's not even close. Like, this needed to be posted by Meathead before anybody would have bid on it.
Yeah.
Like, at least in that area, they called it out really, really fast.
Yeah. Okay. So let me have a look now. Where are we going? Where's next? Unless you want to sound off on this, Wolfie, do you think we'll get any more Seppi droids or neutral characters?
I mean, neutral characters, as much as I love Hondo, I think that they're probably going to shy away from that sort of stuff. There's been a lot of, I guess, issues with that. What you heard you guys talking about the datacrons and all that sort of crap. So probably not too many more neutral characters. As far as more separatist droids, I would love to get some more separatist droids. We already got the staff, obviously. Whether they bring some more in, I don't know. I mean, I think probably there's more likely we'll get some like separatist droid ships. The Tri-Fighter or the HMP gunship, stuff like that. If we end up getting somewhere over there, I think that's probably a good chance. More separatist droids down the line, maybe. There's nothing stopping them from doing it, but for right now,
I agree.
In the immediate, I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much my sentiments exactly, really. Yeah. Cool. All right. So we still have a load of questions. Dear me, we are very popular today.
They keep getting added too. I keep seeing the typing come up as we talk through them.
No. Okay, so Tosh says, a question about TW. Our guild has realized that we need to invest more as a unit. Which of the following teams makes the most sense to invest in long term? Which Omicrons do you see as necessary? Keller and Beck, Trench, or DTMG?
Oh, Kellerin.
I have to
He's
go
not
with that.
He won't be cron dependent, or sorry, Datacron dependent.
Mhm.
DTMG is good, has a lot of uses, and doesn't need a ton of Omicron depth.
Mhm.
Trench is you can get away with 1 or 2 Omnis on him as well, but if I were to prioritize it, it would be Kellerin, DTMG, and then Trench.
I'd have to
a
agree.
lot of guilds, depending on what they want to do, Watt isn't worth giving up. So
Agreed. 100%. Yeah.
that's Trench kind of sits on the low end of the totem pole in that regards. But DTMG, with just the lead Omicron, can punch up on quite a few things. The unique Omni that gives him the undispellable taunt for 2 turns at the start of the battle is very helpful for going up against like things like Riva, because you can just eat the torture onto DTMG, which is much better than anybody else in the team eating it. But Keller and Beck's Omicron is basically the epitome of, if you aren't using a GL to counter this, you are likely not winning versus it. Now, there are non-GL counters, but for a lot of people, those counters are either already on defense because they're common defensive teams, or B, the investment for the average bear isn't there to make that counter work. So that's just, I would say Keller and Beck's probably be one of the more impactful TW Omnis.
I'd say he's probably the easiest to qualify for as well.
Yeah.
As in to make it a functional team that everybody can get out. Like one Omni,
Well, because
a lot of characters that a lot of people have got at high relics anyway. Roll with it,
Well,
and it's just really good.
If you have Qui-Gon, all you're doing is pulling Qui-Gon out and putting in Keller
Exactly.
and Beck, and then the team is the same.
Yeah, exactly. And it just does amazing stuff. That's definitely my take. How about you, Wolfie?
No, I definitely agree over there. Keller and DTMG Trench definitely makes sense. You know, Kelleran's pretty easy investment, and has other Jedi that you'll likely have at decent levels, to make the team, as opposed to the DTMG where you need Scout Trooper, you need all that sort of stuff, which are all good characters.
And it's always like, for me, it's like the fifth in that team is awkward, right? Because even if you went through and you got the Conquest, you might have Scout because of like Leia or something like that. You might have some of the other characters because you had an Imperial Trooper team, but you might not have like Stormtrooper geared up because you just might not.
Yeah.
So I get
So
you.
yeah, I think I can agree with that order. And then Trench is, I know we get all the memes and everything. He's not nearly as bad as people make out. He's just got a very specific, very particular team, and you can many times get better uses with those characters elsewhere. So the Trench team itself, great.
Trench has very, very much like Grand Inquisitor vibes from
Agreed.
that era of the kit development. Is that the kit? It's good, but it requires heavy mod investment to make it functional outside of its game mode that it's supposed to thrive in, which is TW for it.
Yeah.
So it's like there's just not a lot of people aren't going to commit that to them. They're not going to put 360 speed on Count Dooku, and they're not going to put 365 speed on Wat Tambor, and they're not going to put
a bunch of offense on Trench and stuff like that. It's a big ask.
Yeah, it's a big ask.
Yeah, it's kind of more of a late game investment, I would say. It's like if you've got there are so many other higher priority things than an Omni Trench. I feel, but Keller and Beck, like I said, you want that team anyway, and it's one Omni and done. And current Datacron as well is just incredible. So,
and the characters that you're throwing on that team,
so
just Galactic Brother Jedi. Cool.
So excited to see the Keller and Datacron in TW with the Omni Act.
Oh yeah, yours is disgusting. Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Man, it's gonna be C Bane. It's gonna be your counter, which is gonna be such an overkill on it. But man,
hey man, if it's necessary, it's not overkill, really, is it?
Well, yeah, but the only reason why you use it, The GL is the same as Kelleran, though, right? Because as Qui-Gon. If
Qui-Gon,
you have a
yeah.
GL, it turns off the Omicron.
Mhm.
So, but even C being in GAC, which we haven't done a 5v5 with it yet, or so probably Grand Arena,
Mhm.
it's still not like what I would consider a guaranteed win, because that's so much incoming damage
Yeah.
that you may not sustain it. That's
Mhm.
because there's so much offense on the current Datacron set
Yeah.
that it's just like,
Even without the Omi.
ooh,
Yeah.
clench those cheeks.
Clench them hard,
Well,
baby.
because Cam can like hit C for like upwards of like 300k in a 5v5 format with his decisive thrust.
Yeah.
And that
Such a
for a
great
lot
name.
of people, that's one shotting your C.
Yep.
It's like, oh,
It's a lot
God.
of damage, man. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
damage.
crazy. So it's worth the investment all day, every day.
Yeah.
I think Kelleran's top of the list. So
All right.
All right.
Emmett says, when are we getting new quality of life improvements? And his name for us is Wolf Scribbles with a Whale.
there you go. The short answer is whenever CG's whim demands it.
Hey, man, as
Usually
far as I'm concerned,
usually
PC
it's
client
once a
is a
year.
quality of life improvement.
That's usually it's like once a year we get a quality of life update of some fashion.
Mhm.
But I've got no idea as to when that will be. My guess is it would probably coincide with the raid's release, because they'll probably have to iron some back end stuff out
Yep.
to make the raid function properly. So
I was going to say, probably nothing for 3 to 4 months.
sometime this summer would be my guess.
Yeah. All right, let's move swiftly on then. Why does CG like Bo-Katan so much but hate Jedi Knight Cal and Grand Inquisitor? Is she the chosen one? And the name suggestion would be the hairy, the bald, and the Norm. Hold up. Who's the Norm?
Harry the bold.
I think that's just a typo from Mile. He's not an English speaker, so.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So it's
Harry the
probably
Bold and the Norm.
The wolf, the Welshman, and the whale.
Are you still have hair all over your face, Kath? I'm just saying.
Yeah, but Wolfie's got a lot more hair than I do.
He does. You're apparently normal. God,
Yeah.
who wants to be
Ah.
normal?
Gosh.
The only thing
Yeah.
normal about you is you're
Normal.
spending. Oh no, wait, that's not normal at all.
That is not normal.
I don't know. They just love to release Bo-Katan, and apparently, well, Jedi Knight Cal will come back when he goes to the Journey Guide full time now, I imagine. And
Bo-Katan
Gia is
was
already
the
full time.
She was the lucky winner of the CG wants to try out something new.
Yeah,
Well,
So-
that and
They're trying
There's-
something out and getting releasing her, and awesome.
they're also doing some. I mean, we're releasing Mandalore that she's going to be required for. They're doing a couple other things, but I mean, yeah, I think that really hits it on the head. Is that it's just we're trying something new to see if we can get more people to spend, and the answer
I'd
was
say-
yes.
Releasing
was yes.
Mandalore that she's required for is
Mhm.
It's tough to hear that when it's also like Jedi Cal for the the unlock for Zepho.
Well,
So
but I
it's
mean,
required
you
for over
know.
there, so it's the exact same logic applies. So
Oh yeah, no, I don't know why
Just
they spaced him out so much, because it was the first return of him was normal, but the second
Oh, yeah.
one was like
yeah,
the first
pushing
one
5
when I got him was
months.
normal.
yeah,
Second one
and
was
that took
absurd.
everybody off guard. They were like,
Yeah.
I'm so glad I made that second one, because if I hadn't, I would be
Yeah.
fuming. Like waiting,
Oh yeah.
like what is it, like 130 odd days before he came out? It was insane.
yeah, it was just
Oh,
over 4 months,
Gross.
which is on the very far end of the spectrum for they're coming back around.
Yeah,
90
no
to
good.
120 days is typically the window, but we push like 130 something, 140.
Yeah. So next up comes from Hodhod. Amidst, which is a great word, the vast array of characters, abilities, and synergies in swgoh, what specific team comps with leader choices and character roles and holy cow, dude, offer the greatest competitive advantage and joy in conquering high-level challenges such as GAC, Territory War, and Conquest? Basically, what's your favorite team?
Holy shit! How do you? This is just like all encompassing of the game.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
I'm simplifying that down to what's your favorite team to use? Which team do you find the most fun? I know exactly
Oh.
what mine is.
The
I'll say my
short
answer
answer-
probably gonna be the same as you, Scribe, because recently it's been Malicos, man.
Hell fucking
Holy
yes,
shit.
brother.
All right, we're on the same. We're on the same page then. That's 100%. Malicos
Landing rocks
just
on
goes-
Ray's forehead.
Yeah. Well, but Malicos beats so many teams.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
true.
just it's not just Ray. Like, swap out 1 or 2 UFAs depending on what you're trying to go up against, and they're gonna dunk on it pretty hard. So
you can't really deal with that much AoE damage.
Oh
like,
yeah.
It with also permanent death and
Permanent
heal
and
immunity,
the
damage
ability-
immunity.
Yeah, the ability for him to just reset his cooldowns and throw more rocks.
Yeah, and attack under protection.
Yeah.
Savior. It's just so much.
It's great. It's a great time. So it's like I 100%. Yeah, Malikos is like probably one of the Ufu squad is probably one of their best designed releases in a long time. The squad has a good power level in addition to being fun to play with.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, they're just, it's not like I have to play it a very specific way to win. It's like, for the most part, against most teams, throw rocks and win. That's it. That's all you got to do.
You probably could, to a certain degree, put it on auto and it would do pretty well against almost everything.
With some targeting, yeah.
Yeah. With Ray in particular, like, you got to balance the damage immunity and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but otherwise, very good. I would say for me, if I was to pick anything else, as far as just enjoyment goes, it's probably going to be Darkside Mandos, because that team is just
Yeah,
funny.
those are fun.
Just watching Gar and ISC just melt things.
I got to kill a gas
Yes.
round 2 with them. Oh, it was so good. They're only around like 5, but damn, they just held their own and just knocked them all down. Oh god, it's so good.
I just love the sheer volume of assists. It's like you hit me once and we go, and you're like, their health just goes. You're like, oh my days, that's a lot of damage.
Wasn't that gas like he just had protection, right? He totally just had. Oh nope, it's gone. Okay, cool.
He does not want to stand up again. So
That's it.
I love the Darkside Mandos. They're good fun.
He gone.
He gone.
He did.
Name suggestion would be Galaxy of Heroes Roundtable Insights with the Tribe. Thank you, Hot. Alex Orion 86 asks, is farming shards from the shard shop to buy data cache 5 mil per day for going Cron Madness since level 9? Okay, is it worth farming shards for the shard shop to have shard shop currency to buy Datacron materials? I think is the question he's asking there. Do we think that this is the new trend to get people engaged with crons going forward and the power creep in Conquest units that the crons make Conquest?
So
There's where we are. Sentence structure is important.
When CG allowed the Datacron store to refresh at the same rate as the shipment store, which is every 6 hours, that became the #1 way to farm your
Data cache. Yeah, without a
shard
doubt.
shop currency. If you want to do a lot of Datacroning in general, your shard shop currency needs to go almost exclusively to farming data cache. You can't really farm gear with it anymore because you're just
I agree.
burning so much.
Mhm.
But it's the only way to keep the data cache income coming well, because it's like if you refresh that store for twice at the 50 level, at the 50 crystal mark, and pull the 1.25 you get from it each time, you're gonna walk away with more data cache than doing like 6 refreshes on sector 1.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you get some datacrons, that's a happy coincidence, but if you want a good amount of data cache, that's where you have to spend your charge up currency. So you want to be spending your other currencies to buy your shards, turn around and turn it into charge up currency so that you can do it and go from there. But yeah, pretty much that's kind of, if you want to be cart level of Datacron investment, then that's the play.
I wouldn't say specifically farm shards to get shard shop currency. I would just say make sure you allocate your shard shop currency to data cache.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the long and short of it.
Don't farm a crappy character just to get that. You just turn your other shop currencies into shard shop currency. So you use your Galactic War tokens to buy character shards. Use your Squad Arena
Cantina one to buy the Cassian's U-Wing, I think it is, and then convert that.
Yes,
But
sir.
that's it. All right, next question then. We've got Lost One Prat. What is the one thing you would change about one toon if you could? And why does it make Cup better? Well, for mine, I would remove Scout Troopers Omicron. That's all I would do.
Just so you could get back the Omicrons.
Yes. Knowing my luck,
See,
it would
I don't
remove
know.
it, and I wouldn't get the mats back. I mean, oh.
I want to give like some sarcastic answer, like make JMK's middle ability able to actually hit. I'd have to think about a real answer for like one thing that's always pissed me off about a certain character. I thought that was always like a dumb mechanic. There's probably something there that I need to like think about, but like something that's just cheesy.
I
like that,
would
that's
just
really-
revert Gas's nerf.
I quite like gas currently.
I don't know. The new gas is fine.
Yeah, I'll be
You
honest.
don't like ignoring defense?
I like the fact that he sits up so much quicker. And yeah,
That's fair.
the stacking. Did he get this? I think the stacking offense was new, wasn't it?
No, that was
No, it was
the original
protection
code.
recovery, wasn't it? He got protection recovery in the
He
new.
gets no
It's
in
the
the new
faster
one. In the new
He
one,
stands up
when
faster,
when all allies are defeated, he recovers 100% protection instead of recovering wherever he was at.
Hmm.
That's
Okay.
where he went back.
But he
and
also
forth.
stands up quicker, doesn't he? Because he recovers.
yeah.
like, it takes
it
less time for him to stand
takes
up.
less turns. Yeah, it's 5 turns now instead
Yeah.
of 10, essentially.
Wolfie
Actually,
then.
I'm gonna go with Cad Bane because honestly, I think
Oh.
Cad Bane is somebody who I've always said just.
Yeah.
You think one character? You know, just the question was, like, who what is the one thing you would change about one tune if you could, and why does it make Cup better? It's not. It's make Cad Bane fucking better because Cad Bane is one of the most badass bounty hunters like in the entirety of Star Wars lore, and he's just shit in game.
So-
He's just absolute like atrocity. He's just.
I'm just so
embarrassing.
surprised we
Make
haven't
Cad
gotten a
Bane
new
useful.
one.
The
So surprised we haven't got a new one with how much he's been in the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
He's made it, I think, into every season so far. So it's like, why is he not in another version of him in the game? Just give him that little, plate on his forehead, and then we're done. Good to
Yeah.
I
go.
was gonna say,
Got a
like,
different hat.
is Wolfie's perspective that you just give Cad Bane Darth Bane's kit and call it done?
except for
Perfect.
no rule of 2. It's just Cad Bane
It's
solo.
just Cad Bane. Yeah,
Cad Bane solo.
yeah. It's the rule of Cad Bane, or it could be rule of 2, and you could have Tito. What is his droid? Toto.
No. Let's let him summon this droid, and while his droid's
Yeah.
alive, he gets a ton of bonuses.
Yeah, there we go.
But still,
Yeah,
yes.
100% additional mastery and stats in general,
Yeah,
and siphons everything on every hit, every turn.
I'm
Good.
for it. Send it.
Done.
Next up
Awesome.
comes from our boy Ryrock. It's been over a year since the community watched a content creators versus developers speed gag. Does CG have any plans? Well, we don't know. This year to do another one. No idea, but I would be down to clown with that.
Odds
I'm
are
in.
low.
Oh, it's not gonna happen, but I'm in.
Yeah.
Well, from what I've heard on the backside of it, though, is that it took so much coordination
Mhm.
that it wasn't. It was fun, but it wasn't worth the effort. Is from kind of
And-
what I got out of it.
And let's not forget all the drama that kicked out with that between Arnold and Cubs
Oh.
and God, y'all remember that?
Oh yeah.
Whoo, baby, baby.
Very well.
me. Everyone
Ooh.
hates me. Why aren't
All
you
too
my friend?
well.
God damn. I think the drama around that was just oosh. Oosh, that did
Yeah.
not go down well.
And honestly, I think that's part of the reason why they're just like it wasn't worth the effort, because it's like it created more
The juice wasn't
headaches
worth
for
the
them
squeeze.
Exactly.
But I'd like to see it happen. I just don't think it will.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down. I would love to make it happen.
So
Please. Just
H1NT
forget all the bad things.
yeah. H1NT comes in the question, after the decision to expand the platforms to the PC, is CG also considering giving players a real way to collect the content they get in-game, including keeping it offline for themselves, or is it an option because it cannot be monetized? I'm not sure I know the question here. A real way to collect the content they get in the game. He's a Star Wars he enjoys the game, but he's a Star Wars collector. I would like to have those models as they are created for the game.
Like if they sold 3D models of their in-game characters, like is that what you're trying? Because they will never let us have server-side.
No.
Like the
Permanent
assets are only
access.
relevant in the game. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
you
So-
collect them and you have them by having them in the game. If you just have like,
I don't know.
I'm not sure if he means merch or anything like that. I genuinely don't know. I'm sorry, Hint. I don't get the
How that
question.
would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise, no, they will never give us the ability to have the information stored on our PCs. Like it's all the server. We just ping the server for information, and then it comes back to us with what we've got. But
I take that back.
How they minimize cheating.
I take that back. There are actually people with real life in-game assets. When they sent Cubs and Grid the thing for the puzzle, they had a bunch of Zeta keychains.
Oh, that's sick. I forgot about that. Cubs has got some Zeta mats.
Yes. Grid had a bunch too. Yes.
Those lucky devils.
Real life Zeta mats. What's up?
Did they get 20 though?
They may not have enough for a full Zeta.
Oh, damn.
Can't upgrade. Damn.
Can't upgrade. Oh well.
The name for the podcast then would be the Triple W, Welsh, Wolf, and Wealthy. I mean, that's true. Moving on then. Grogu Jaren says, do you think that characters for the new raid will be announced this month? Name for the show, Banter with the swgoh boys. I do like banter. I maybe we will get raid teams announced.
It's going to be closely tied to Jar Jar's kit reveal.
Yeah, could be.
I would assume sometime in May.
I've been hoping for this month. We talked about this earlier. I would love, I think April is just past due time for us to get at least an initial list of all the characters that are going to be in the raid. We are way past due time. I think
it's only been like 4 or 5 days since the announcement of the first stuff.
Huh?
I bet the last time they announced the raid, they also announced the list of characters along.
Yeah, like months, like 4 months ahead of it. It was great. I mean, realistically, we didn't even with that information. I still wouldn't start investing because I need to see viability.
We had no idea what was going to be good. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But still, it would be nice to see. I hope we get the list released as soon as possible, but we just don't know, do we?
I really want it to be this month. I would really like to be able to start making some investments over there. Again, don't go crazy with investments, but at least bring characters to like Gear 12 or something like that. You know, stuff like that. Don't Relic 8 everything because you think they're going to be good.
Unless it's Gungans.
Unless it's Gungans.
Unless it's Gungans. Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet.
That's the only safe bet I can give you.
Pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
Pretty safe bet. Gungans will be good in this raid.
And I would probably say Queen Amidala, Master Qui-Gon, and Ben. But honestly, I say them more because I think they're going to be good in the game.
Yeah. This is a small point of contention. It annoys the crap out of me that you keep calling young Obi-Wan Ben.
I mean, he is Ben.
I know, but I keep my brain doesn't want to conform to that. It's like everyone when they try to call JMK Glow. I would lose my ever-loving mind on that one too.
And instead, that's gone to GL Leia. She's Glow now.
Except for she's Leia. Why would I do that?
I love it.
It's Glow.
Anyway, so
anyways, sorry.
Next question then. Akron says the name for the new show could be The Purgle, The Loth Wolf, and Me. I quite like that one. Karth, you're the Purgle.
I put it together.
You figured that one out? You cracked the code? Nice. And the question is,
Wolf, then?
Yeah, I'm the Loth Wolf, and you're me.
You're the Loth Wolf?
And me! And the question is, are you excited for Tales of the Empire?
No,
I think it looked kind of sick.
Come on. Loth Wolf,
yes.
Loth Cat.
Need to have smudges there. Yeah. Yeah, you guys excited for Tales of Empire? I think it looks good.
Oh, it looks absolutely amazing. But I'm fairly confident it ends with Barriss dying. Like, fairly confident.
I'd be okay with that. Fuck Barriss. I hate Barriss.
I support this motion.
I'm sorry. I despise
so,
Barriss. I saw the thumbnail with Barriss. I was like, do I even want to watch this? I'm not even sure if I even want to watch this.
I mean, so the thing of it is, though, is that they talk about in the trailer it's two characters with diverging paths, and so we're going to be talking about Barriss and then Morgan Elspeth. But Elspeth, of course, is the path to power, and we're getting vengeance on what happened to her. I think Barriss is going to be like, she commits the ultimate sin by basically hunting down Luminara and killing her or getting her killed, and then has like
Luminara. If you've seen Rebels, her body is like being used.
It's being
to
used
lure Jedi in. Yeah.
So
Rip.
my guess is that she helps with that, and then she's like, "What have I done?" and tries to like start backpedaling it, and then Grand Inquisitor kills her.
Yeah.
This is all mad speculation, but it's like everyone who's like, "Oh, she's the seventh sister." I'm like, "No, she's not. No, they would. There's no way that she would have been like, oh, that's totally not Ahsoka Tano, the person I tried to kill multiple times throughout the Clone Wars. No, that's a different person that I fight regularly. No, I would ignore that piece of information." It's like, no, come on, like that's so dumb. I don't see them having it as a replacement for Seventh Sister. I see them
That wouldn't
adding
make any sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I see them adding in somebody else. But I mean, we do see that they added the Inquisitor from the Tales of the Jedi Ahsoka stories. That Inquisitor is present. Merrick is present inside of their the trials as well. The guy who dies in Ahsoka the show.
Mhm.
And then Fourth Sister is present, she is present in the Kenobi show. She has nothing happen to her as far as we know, but she is present in the Kenobi show. So they're doing some continuity tying in.
So all we really know is that Tales of the Empire means we're probably going to get some more Inquisitors in game. Yay!
Yeah, and like, you know,
In 2 years. It's fine.
If we get anything, we didn't get anything from Tales of the Jedi. So I mean, there's still like another Inquisitor from Tales of the Jedi that we're not going to get any. Like,
well, but that's the same Inquisitor in Tales of the Empire too. So they could
double up.
potentially. Okay.
Oh dear me.
I said, if there's more, I'm always excited for more Star Wars content. If it ends up being some interesting stuff, I mean, I will say, like, in the Bad Batch show, the most interesting parts of the Bad Batch show have always been when they focus on the Empire stuff, when they're focusing on the, you know, phasing out the clones and switching over to the conscripts and doing all that sort of stuff while they're going through all the you know, Palpatine is pulling all the strings and all the officers trying to backstab each other and work their way. Like, that stuff is really interesting. So if the Tales of the Empire can be more along those lines and just focus on Tales from the Empire's point of view, even if it's not just them being, you know, the bad guys. You know, you think a lot of like the Thrawn books was from that era. He wasn't always being like, oh, let's go and commit genocide. He was sometimes helping things.
That also went into a lot of the politics within and the backstabbing inside the Empire, which was interesting to see.
Exactly, yeah.
Because it was more like Game of Thrones type stuff, really, wasn't it? Which is what kind of makes it interesting. So,
yeah. So if it's more along those sorts of lines, I'm down for it. Make it happen.
Yeah, I was a little interested to see that they actually tried to animate like blood flowing, because they've been really gun shy about that in the Clone Wars animation style. We have seen blood before, but it's like somebody touches their side and looks at their hand kind of thing. Not like, but like Barris
that could be anything. It's just jam.
Yeah, Barris gets knocked in the nose and you see blood running down her nose. So it's like, it was actually really interesting to see that. I'm hoping they're kind of leaning into this, like, let's get dark and gritty with these stories. Let's make them kind of like explain some of the atrocities of the Empire in much further detail than we kind of seen so far. Like, Bad Batch has done a decent job, but especially this current season is doing a really good job of like, hey, shit's fucked up. But I hope they lean into it more, because I enjoy, you know, seeing kind of the real side of it. I hate the kid glove approach of like, oh, well, you know, they were just part of the, you know, doing what they were told, so it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, moving swiftly on then. Catstock has a name suggestion, which is the Rule of Three podcast. I think we might be treading on tones if we start calling it Rule of Three podcast. I think there might be another popular content creator for Star Wars that has a podcast, or used to have a podcast, called the Rule of Two podcast. I don't want to upset people.
Well, I mean, it's not like they really came up with the name Rule of Two podcast. I mean, we're not copying them. We're referencing Star Wars. If they also reference Star Wars, then you know, what are we gonna say? We got the same source material. All right, sue me. We got the same source material.
No, don't sue me.
Please don't.
Please don't sue me. I have no money. I spent it all on packs for Gungans. Okay, so Unstoppable says, he hopes he's too late. Can you call yourselves the Robin Wolf, the wealthy monk, and the Welsh prince? Oh, prince, I'm a prince. Yay. Old Robin Hood vibes. Okay, so the question is, do you think the game is in a good state for new free-to-play players, or that the developers should start making things a little bit easier, presumably for the free-to-play crowd. I think right now we're in a really weird... I think the game is in a very good spot. I think new free-to-play players, if they are free-to-play in the very strictest sense of the word, they're not spending any money, are going to have a hard time keeping up. Lightspeed bundles offer such a large amount of growth and power that it's very difficult to actually gain any traction inside fleet arenas. That makes it very difficult for a free-to-play player to say, oh, I'll just focus on fleet and get to the top when everybody's got an R5 Bosk and Houndstooth out the gate. That's my biggest concern for a free-to-play environment. Otherwise, you can still operate. It's just harder, I guess.
The reality with the Lightspeed bundles is that free-to-play is essentially just out to dry. There's... You can't compete with somebody who is willing to spend $50 and get literal years worth of gameplay done in that budget. And so it's like it's impossible to compete against that. There's no way you can out-farm them. They're going to have a ship that's usable and going to climb into the top of their fleet arena faster than you can do, because they can do it in an afternoon. You'll take a year to get a decent fleet that can compete with. That's not, the Executor or the Leviathan. So I mean, the reality with it is that like, if you don't care about being competitive and you just want to collect and grind things out, then it's not that big of a deal. You can enjoy the game at your own pace. But if you want to be competitive, you can't do it free to play with a brand new account. It's just you're gonna be in such an uphill battle. I think for the most part that's true. I think if you're willing to drop a little bit of money on Lightspeed bundles, whatever you classify your free to play as, because everybody has their own interpretation. My interpretation is if you spend any money, you're not free to play because you've paid some money. It doesn't matter if it's a penny or if it's $1,000. If you are willing to drop or get someone to gift you a Lightspeed bundle and give them the money for it or whatever, and that gives you enough of a leg up to start making progress, then I think you can do absolutely fine still, as long as you play it correctly. But that's always been the way with playing as a free-to-play player. You always have to make smart decisions and you have to make sacrifices. You'll never sort of like overtake a whale or anything like that, but you can get enough progress and enough enjoyability and be as competitive as is comfortable for you, I guess. So it's tricky. What are your thoughts, Wolfie?
No, I mean, realistically, the whole game in general being like the free-to-play state of the game, they have done a lot of things over the years to help out the free-to-play players. There's definitely some things like where they could help out more in there for like some catch-up mechanics, like we've discussed in the past. The Proving Grounds is by far the dumbest, shittiest like catch-up mechanic ever. Yeah. It just takes absolutely fucking forever, and that one is a complete atrocity. But aside from that, a lot of things are really good for the free-to-play or for the light spenders as well, because those Lightspeed bundles did turn a good amount of free-to-play players into light spenders, so that they have been doing a good amount of things like those along those lines, which have been very helpful. So do I think it's in a good state for new free-to-play players? I would think so. There's not much more they can do, because everything that they do for the free-to players is also benefiting the whales. You never forget that. They can't just block something off from benefiting the whales unless they. Well, actually, no, that's not entirely true, because they have done that for like the Lightspeed bundles, not the Lightspeed bundles. Yeah, the Lightspeed bundles and the Hyperdrive bundle. If you already have them at 7 stars or whatever, you don't get charge up currency. They just set them to whatever star level and everything. So they have made it already pretty good, so it doesn't benefit the whales double dipping or anything. So,
exactly. Yeah.
Anyways, that was long and winding way to say decent spot.
Yeah. So Zoidberg comes in with the whale, the dolphin, and the minnow, which is, we've had similar things before, okay. And Hint is clarifying. He's talking about the ability to use the 3D models. Having the assets to use for 3D printing and stuff like that. I think legally they're not going to be doing anything like that. I don't think that they can legally give us access.
I'm sure Lucasfilm has all the proprietary rights to whatever they create.
They could probably do some like merchandising stuff, like we said, with the Zeta, like the Zeta, like keychains and that sort of stuff. Like they could maybe do something along those lines. But as far as getting the models for like 3D printing and everything, I mean, if you know how to do it, then I can not stop you.
Yeah, I imagine that there are probably people can download the assets from the game, and I imagine someone with enough know-how will know how to extract that into a 3D model render. But I don't think I can't see them doing it through a legal means, because I don't think A, they'll have the rights, and B, how do you legally distribute that? I don't know. Interesting. But that is actually the end of our questions. And this stream has gone on way too long. So I'm very, very sorry. We are going to have an abrupt stop. Wolfie, Karth, and I will discuss among us as far as who we're going to send the ally codes onto. Obviously, we need to message you guys.
Plus
Us three, yeah, plus me again. And and then it's a toss-up between you two guys.
And my alt's got to get in there too.
And your alt as well. And Wolfie, do you have an alt?
Sure, why not?
I need free crystals.
So keep an eye on in Discord. I will be pinging people in direct messages asking for your ally codes, and this coming week, Meathead will be sliding into your inboxes in-game with some sort of juicy rewards. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to find someone else for us to raid, because like I said, I think the stream has gone on for like over 3 hours now, and normally it's around about 2. So I'm sorry.
Like 3.5.
Holy moly. Yeah, sorry about that.
Has only been running for about 3 and some change, but the stream itself
is that all?
Yeah.
Is that all? How did we stretch out 3.5 hours worth of content on this? I have no idea.
Yeah, with
Just
no news. We were able to talk for 3 hours.
Three
straight,
blokes just running their mouths. All right, guys, I'm going to find some others to raid. Calvin's live doing GAC. Let's send you all over there. Thank you, everybody. Wolfie, Karth, it's been a pleasure, gentlemen. See you all
as always
next Sunday.
Keep the boy band alive.
Yeah.
I may not be around next Sunday. It is my birthday on the 15th. So
Happy birthday, Wolfie.
But,
on the 15th.
Thank you. I know a week tomorrow, but yes, we shall see.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Peace out, everybody, and send you over to Calvin. Make sure you spread some love. Good night, y'all.
Some lurv. Just need to learn how to rate on YouTube.
I actually know how to do that.
Oh, you did, Calvin, or did you figure it out?
Yeah. I have to go into manage. Cancel. That's not right. Hang on, let me see.
No.
What's up?
We raided into Calvin, and he's got we're looking at a Ray with half health.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he didn't.
Your
Yeah.
there, buddy. Trash.
Man. All right, I'm gonna get some food. What do we want to do for the giveaway?
Hold
We're
on.
doing